Welcome into George Sparky Anderson Field. The Conejo Oaks, they're facing off against the Ventura City Pirates today. Starting lineups for the Oaks in the home half in the field, so defensive alignments. In the outfield, it's Hunter Call, Raul Sandoval, and Austin Carrillo. Call in center, Sandoval in right, Carrillo in left. On the infield, at second base, Cody Sulak. Shortstop, Daniel Cabral. That's the middle infield. The corners, first base, Robert Capozzi. Third base, Caden Suji. And the battery connection today, Chris Torres on the hill. And behind the dish, it's Andrew Sharp. The lineup for the Ventura City Pirates: Kyle Soberano, Trenton Palace. Soberano's playing second, Palace playing center field. That's the 1-2. Batting third, Taylor Darren at third base. Jacob Ortega in right field. Johnny Pacheco, the 5 spot, in left. Carmelo Hernandez, designated hitter, at 6. Jason Ajamian, the first baseman, in the 7 spot. In the 8 spot, it is Bradley Chesterton. He's the catcher behind the dish. And then rounding out the starting lineup in the 9 hole, David Reyna, the shortstop for the Pirates. Torres, he's on the hill today as the Oaks, they're trying to erase a big-time, a bad week. It's been a bad week for the Oaks. They've lost 4 of their last 5. Their 4-game road stand to start off the week. The Oaks dropped 3 of 4, including a heart-crushing one last week. Knight, what did you see this week from the Oaks, and how did they get back on track?
Yeah, I mean, the Oaks, they lost 3 of their 4 games on the road trip. They were battling a lot of the games. There was a couple of games like the first game against Arroyo Seco where they just were out of it. But for the most part, they were playing competitive baseball. Against Santa Barbara, they lost 6-2, but in the 8th inning, it was 4-2. And yesterday against the Blues, although they lost that game, it was competitive. They were leading 4-0, leading 4-2 going into the 8th inning, and then they just blew the lead. So the Oaks, they're playing competitive baseball. They're just losing close games.
Kyle Soberano, the second baseman, to lead it off for the Pirates. First pitch to him, grounded opposite way. Cabral, high hop, gets it, throws to first. Not in time. Soberano able to beat it down the line. Capozzi with a big stretch, but not successful as a half step behind the runner is the throw as Soberano on with an infield single.
And right there, that was a tough play by Cabral. It was a high hit ball. It was a bouncer, so it was a high bouncing ball, And, just fielding it on a tough hop like that, trying to get it over to first base with the leadoff man and Soberano with a lot of speed, it's a tough play no matter who you are. And right there, just not in time because of the high bounce.
Trenton Palace, the center fielder, to the dish. Pickoff attempt to Soberano at first. He dives back in safely. Palace, in 38 at-bats on the season, a .395 batting average. That is towards the top of this VC team. First pitch into Palace. At the letters, misses high. 1-0 the count. Torres, he's trying to throw first pitch strikes today. He's trying to control the strike zone, have command, in order to make sure the umpire knows that he knows how to throw strikes, so he gets the beneficial calls on the outside part of the plate, the ones that he calls the black. Another pickoff attempt, Soberano back in safely.
That was a quick move right there by Torres. Just a quick shift of his legs, threw over to first, just not in time. Soberano with a lot of speed on first. Expect him to be used to getting picked off.
Another pickoff back to Soberano. 3 pickoffs, only 1 pitch in the at-bat to Palace. Soberano, 2 steals on the season. So he definitely can steal bags. The 1-0 brushes back the inside part of the plate. A ball. 2-0 the count early to Palace. And I was talking with Chris Torres before the game. He said he wanted to locate that 2-seam fastball, especially on the inside part of the plate, so that he could utilize his off-speed, his slider, especially to right-handed batters going low and away. The 2-0 hits Palace. The first 2 runners are on. And now there is a runner in scoring position with no one down early as Chris Torres. His key was to get command of that 2-seam pitch right there. It seemed like a 2-seam fastball just ran inside on him.
That's exactly what he told me, Ryan, and, it's the same thing. He's said he's been working it. It's been running inside, and You know, he's trying to get more command over it. He's trying to throw more overhand with that two-seam. He said he has a tendency to drop that right hand more to the side to get a little bit more run inside. And seems right now he's struggling a little bit with that arm side run.
Taylor Darren, the batter at the plate now.
It's actually Darren Taylor, not...
Excuse me, Darren Taylor. Thank you for the correction. First pitch into him, elevated, misses. 1-0 the count. Taylor, on the season, .439, one of the best hitters in this lineup for the Pirates. The 1-0, line into left field. Carrillo, he's going to have a play at the plate, but the runner in Soberano is held up. So bases loaded, no one out early. Chris Torres has allowed the first 3 base runners aboard and has not recorded an out.
And Taylor, you know, he's batting really, really well for the Pirates this year, batting .439, like you said. And right there, it's just another example of great hitting right there. Rips a liner right to left. Carrillo, great throw from left field to hold the runner at third, but bases loaded for Torres. He put himself in a jam. We saw him in a jam against the Cubs last Sunday.
Jacob Ortega, the right fielder, the first left-handed hitter we've seen, watches the first pitch in at the knees for a strike. 0-1 the count.
It's the first time that Torres has thrown a strike, besides it being hit.
Runners on every base. The 0-1, grounded to Sulak at second. The turn, Cabral to first. He eats the throw. A runner's going to score on a fielder's choice. And the Pirates are up 1-0, but 1 out now in the inning as Sulak and Cabral, not the typical middle infielders, they're getting action and right there combining for a fielder's choice.
And Sulak right there, normally a catcher, he said he is a utility man. Hasn't played second base since his high school days. I was there over in Palmdale. Now goes to Pacific University. He's primarily a catcher there. Played a little bit of outfield, but the glove that he's working on, that infield glove, he's had it for 8 years.
First pitch in to Johnny Pacheco, misses high for a ball. Pacheco, batting .269 on the year, has had 26 at-bats in 9 games that he's appeared in. The 1-0 cut through and missed. Elevated fastball from Torres, and Pacheco cannot catch up to it. Count is 1-1. Runners on the corners. Capozzi holding on the runner at first. Suji shaded off of the bag at third. The 1-1. Above the letters, a ball. The count 2-1. And so we see here Chris Torres trying to get back out from a jam. Torres, he pitched a little earlier in the week, or last week rather, against the Coastal Cubs, another non-league game. He gave up 5 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings. The 2-1 skied high in foul territory. The runner went. Capozzi tracking it down. He can't get to it. That was a dangerous play for the Pirates as the runner on first and Ortega was sprinting to second. A high foul ball down the right field line. Robert Capozzi had a beat on it just out of his outstretched arms. And the runner in Ortega had definitely the potential to be doubled up in that scenario.
Yeah, if the ball was a little bit more closer to the first base side, you'd think he might have been doubled up. Even though he ran all the way to second base, the ball just kept going foul and towards the bullpen of the Pirates. And honestly, if Capozzi made that catch, I think Ortega would have been back in time.
The 2-2 skied into center field. Call going back. He's underneath it. The runner going to tag. The throw is not going to be in time. Sulak at second makes the block. And another run's coming in for the Pirates. So now a 2-0 lead and 2 outs in the inning. Torres, after giving up the first 3 base runners, now comes back and is able to get 2 consecutive outs despite giving up 2 early runs.
And it's a great response right now from Torres. He's just letting players hit the ball. Saw Soberano with an infield single, and then Taylor with a single. But right now the back two batters have been a ground ball that he's forced and a sac fly. So those are exactly the type of plays that you want.
Torres picks off to first. Back in safely is Ortega.
And those are exactly the type of plays you want to be having if you're a pitcher and they're hitting the ball.
Carmelo Hernandez, the designated hitter, he comes to the plate. Another pickoff attempt. Back to first, back in safely is Ortega. Hernandez batting .381 and 21 at-bats on the season. He has 8 hits, including 2 home runs. First pitch to him. He thinks about it, does not offer, and the pitch, high and inside, a ball. 1-0 the count.
And Torres, he's thrown a lot of first pitch balls so far. Only has gotten ahead 0-1, and that was to Ortega after he got the fielder's choice right after that 0-1.
Pitch misses out of the glove of Sharp, and headed over to second is Jacob Ortega. Hernandez now up in the count 2-0.
And throughout the season, we've seen Andrew Sharp, the catcher. He's had a lot of pass balls, a lot of balls similar to that. They run outside, and he just can't get a squeeze on it on those balls outside. And it allows for a runner to head to second. He gets lucky sometimes when there's no runners on, but with a runner on first, that's crucial as it puts a runner in scoring position.
Sulak bails out as he's holding the runner on. Chopper to third. Suji charges to get it. To throw on to first in time, and the inning is retired. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a single man left on base. As after giving up 3 straight base runners, Chris Torres comes back with 3 straight outs. The Pirates lead 2-0 on the Conejo Oaks live stream. Back for the bottom of the first. Back for the bottom of the first inning. We have Hunter Call leading off the inning for the Oaks. Right now, Call on the season has been relatively successful at the top of the order, batting .316 on the year. We are having some comments that the audio level is down. On our screen, it says that the audio levels are good, as the first pitch in there for a strike, the count 0-1. Please let us know if the audio continues to be poor. We are doing our best to fix it. The 0-1 into Call. Swing and a miss, the count 0-2. Call down in the count early. On the season, Hunter Call, he's struck out 7 times. Trying not to do that here. The 0-2 misses up and in. Despite having struck out 7 times on the season, Hunter Call has also been able to get on base with 7 walks on the season. So he's been able to not only sometimes go down swinging, but also come back with a base on balls, get aboard any way he can. The 1-2 rings him up. 4-pitch looking strikeout for Hunter Call as Ethan Skujay gets his first strikeout of the day.
And Call right there, not the at-bat that he wants. You know, the leadoff hitter, you want him to get on, and just to have him look at a strike for the strikeout, that's just not a great start for the Oaks, especially after giving up the lead 2-0 to a team in a lower division.
That's going to bring up Raul Sandoval. First pitch to Sandoval. In the dirt low. 1-0 the count. Sandoval in right field today, typically the center fielder for the Oaks. But with Hunter Call's insertion into the lineup, Sandoval, he makes a trip over to the right. As he looks at the 1-0 pitch, catch the zone, the count is 1-1. Sandoval batting .118 on the season, so it hasn't been the best start at the plate for him, but he's now at the top of the order in the 2 spot as he looks at the 1-2 on the outside part of the plate, catch the zone. So the count is 1-2 now.
And Sandoval's a guy that these coaches trust. He's been on the Oaks before in 2019, and they like him.
The 1-2 check swing in the dirt. Did he go? Yes, he did. Sandoval did not think so, so he did not run down the line. But the ball in the dirt and the tag applied by Chesterton behind the dish. Back-to-back 4-pitch strikeouts for Ethan Skujay.
And right now, the Oaks, they seem out of sorts. Call striking out looking, and Sandoval striking out swinging. Both 4-pitch at bats. Right now, Durfee, he has to change the luck, but luckily for the Oaks, their best hitting has come with 2 outs this season.
And that brings up Brendan Durfee. First pitch to Durfee, outside and high for a ball. The count 1-0. Durfee, he hasn't been in the lineup the last few games. On the season, he's batting .250. He's appeared in 7 games, has had 12 at-bats. Over the last week, he's only had 8 at-bats. The 1-0 catches the zone, low and away, at the knees for a strike. The count is 1-1. And in the last week, Durfee batting .250, so he has been consistent between his season total and his last week total. As the 1-1 looked at above the zone and above his head, a ball, 2-1 the count. The 2-1 to Durfee. Swing and a miss. Center cut fastball. Durfee just underneath it. The count now 2-2. Ethan Skujay, 1 strike away from ending this inning, having struck out the side, similar to what we saw yesterday against the Slow Blues, where we saw Cody Adcock strike out the side, and Durfee, he looks at one low and away that catches the zone. Striking out the side is Ethan Skujay on 13 pitches. Hunter Call caught looking, Durfee caught looking, and Sandoval sandwiched in between with the lone swinging strikeout. We will head to the top of the second inning as the Oaks, they try to keep the lead for the Pirates at just 2-0. Top of the second inning. Chris Torres still on the hill after giving up 2 runs in the first. Jason Ajamian, the 7-hole hitter, first baseman, batting leadoff in the second inning. Off-speed pitch, just above the zone for a ball. The count 1-0 to Torres. From Torres to Ajamian. Ajamian, batting .310 on the year, looks at a slider off the plate. The count is now 2-0. Torres has pitched against the Pirates before. The first game that these teams played, the very first game for the Oaks this season, as the 2-0 catches the zone on the inside part of the plate for a strike. The count is 2-1. In that game, Torres, he pitched 2 innings and did not allow a run in that contest. The 2-1, skied high into right center field. Sandoval going back, call there as well. Sandoval calls him off, makes the catch in the gap, and the first batter of the inning is retired.
And right now, Chris Torres, the last couple of batters he's faced, he's been successful. He had the fielder's choice to Ortega, the sac fly to Johnny Pacheco, a ground out to Carmelo Hernandez, and now a fly out for Jason Ajamian. Right now, Torres, he's dealing in the last 4 batters.
And that'll bring up Bradley Chesterton. Chesterton, the catcher today, batting .083 on the season. Looks at the first pitch, it gets behind Sharp. The count is 1-0. Chesterton on the year, just 2 hits in 24 at-bats. He scored more runs than he has gotten hits. Both those hits just singles. But he has walked 5 times and been hit by 3 pitches. The 1-0 misses low and away. The count's 2-0. Sulak back on the grass at second base. Cabral shaded just inside of the grass. A slight defensive shade to the left-handed batter. To the right-handed batter, towards the left defensively. As this one driven into right center again, Sandoval and Call. This time Hunter Call calls Sandoval off. And 2 flyouts in almost identical spots. The catch is made by different people, but 2 down in the inning with no runners on.
And right there, every time I see a ball hit into center field or left center or right center, Hunter Call just takes off towards it. He's a freak of nature, absolute speed monster. Just takes off, sprints as fast as he can no matter where the ball is. Right there, using his speed, and gets a good break on the ball.
David Reyna, the shortstop. First pitch to him. Thinks about it, does not go. The pitch misses the zone, the count 1-0. And Torres, throughout his outing, has gone behind to every batter that he's faced except for 2. The leadoff batter got a single in the first pitch, and then a ground out last inning. This one chopped towards third, outside of the line, and foul. Reyna on the season, batting .075, so the bottom 2 hitters in the lineup for the Pirates, they have not been successful at the plate. Chesterton, an .083 batting average, and now Reyna, a sub-1 average as well. This one grounded to Cabral at shortstop. He charges in, throws to first in a 1-2-3 inning for Torres. So the Oaks, they hold the Pirates with a 2-0 lead. They'll try to strike back in the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to the Conejo Oaks live stream presented by KDTV. Austin Carrillo in the 4 spot today. He is leading off the inning for the Oaks. Carrillo, he has been absolutely swinging the bat well, especially today. We saw him in batting practice, and he hit multiple home runs. And Carrillo, not necessarily someone you think of as a big power bat in the lineup for the Oaks, but he's been swinging the bat well. It's the first pitch to him. He squares to bunt and misses the plate. The count 1-0. Carrillo batting .333 on the season. 30 at-bats, 10 hits. 9 of those being singles, and a few of those being bases that he has reached on walks and bunts as well. He squares to bunt again. This one skied to the pitcher, and an out as Skuja catches the ball, and the first out of the inning is retired.
And Skuja, he's just doing a great job right now. The first inning had 13 pitches and 3 strikeouts. Right here, 2 pitches and already another out. It's his first one. It's not a strikeout, but still, he'll take it.
Pardon me, it's Skuja is the pronunciation. Ethan Skuja. That's going to bring up Daniel Cabral. He's had 1 at-bat for the Oaks. That was in yesterday's game. It was a ground out. First pitch to him misses the plate. A ball. Count 1-0. Cabral, he just showed up a few days ago. His first game was 2 days ago as the Oaks, they traveled to Santa Barbara. The 1-0 to him. Lined into center field, shallow, coming in, sliding, making the play is Palace, and 2 batters are retired. So Ethan Skuja is grinding through the Oaks order.
And that was a great play by Palace right there. It was a liner that I thought was going to get down for a base hit, and Palace just came in, made a nice little soft dive in center, and it results in the second out. Mowing through the lineup is Skuja.
Robert Capozzi comes to the box. Capozzi batting .174 on the season. First pitch to Capozzi. Swing and a miss. He cut right through it. Capozzi, in his time with the Oaks this season, has had 23 at-bats, 4 hits, including 2 doubles. So when he does get a base hit, it is likely to be extra bases. The 0-1, cut through and missed. That pitch below the zone. Capozzi went fishing. The count is 0-2.
And Capozzi right here, he's going to have to battle. Already 3 strikeouts right now for the Oaks. Down 0-2. You got to foul some pitches off.
The 0-2, high and inside. Capozzi lifted his arms. It snuck right underneath his underarms. But that is too elevated to be called a strike. And the count is 1-2. Skuja to the dish. Swing and a miss from Capozzi. He's headed down the line on the dropped third. The throw down the line is in time as Chesterton gets it to a Jamian, and another 1-2-3 inning for Skuja as the Oaks have yet to have a base runner aboard. To the top of the third we go. You're listening to the Conejo Oaks live stream. The Pirates, they turn it over to the top of the order, Kyle Soberano, the leadoff hitter in the third inning. Ventura County, they lead 2-0. First pitch from Torres, skied out of play towards the left. The count is 0-1. Soberano, his first time up, shot the first pitch as a high chopper to shortstop. Cabral not able to make the play in the throw in time. Soberano beat it out by a step. This one he skies to shortstop. Cabral underneath it. Makes the play. And Soberano is retired for the first time today.
And right now, after the first couple of batters, Torres has been doing a great job. He's retired the last 4 batters on just regular hits. Pacheco before that had a sac fly, and it was a fielder's choice from Ortega before that. So right now, Torres, he's dealing.
Absolutely correct. The last 7 batters retired by Torres. This one skied into shallow left center field. Cabral coming out. Call coming in. Call makes the squeeze, and Trenton Palace retired for the first time today. So the 2 men that scored runs for the Pirates in the first inning now both retired to start out the third.
And so far, I mean, it was a 1 pitch to Palace and 2 pitches to Soberano. That's 2 quick outs on 3 pitches. It's exactly what you'd love to see right after a 10-pitch inning from Torres.
And that brings up Darren Taylor. First pitch to him cut through and missed. The count 0-1. Taylor, the last Pirate to get aboard, so 8 consecutive outs for Chris Torres on the mound. Taylor, on the season, brings some pop to the bat. 4 home runs on the year for Darren Taylor. Time is called. Taylor steps out of the box. Now ready back in. The 0-1. Outside, a ball. 1-1 the count. Torres missed with a fastball on the outside part of the plate. Slight shade defensively as Sulak drifts over to his right. And the 1-1 misses low. 2-1 the count. We've seen a few times today the umpire give that generous call low and on the left side of the plate, whether it be to a right-handed or left-handed batter. The 2-1. Thinks about it, does not offer, and Torres has thrown 3 consecutive balls to go behind in the count, and that's going to let Andrew Sharp talk to his pitcher. He's going to make sure that after 3 straight balls, Torres still confident in throwing strikes and what pitch he wants to throw to try to get out of this third inning.
Yeah, Torres right now, he just seems a little unsettled after throwing that first strike, like you said, 3 straight balls, and right now, just not really feeling himself. I think Sharp tried to go talk to him, calm him down a little bit, and say, hey, let's just throw a strike.
The 3-1. Sharp set up. His glove right down the middle. He gets a pitch right down the middle. It's chopped to Cabral at short. The throw to first. It's in time. And a 1-2-3 inning for Torres. So in the last 4 frames combined for both teams, no runners have got on. The Oaks, they try to change that in the bottom of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors. On the Oaks live stream, we go. After 6 consecutive outs, Cody Sulak, number 6 in the 7 hole, is going to lead off the third inning. Sulak, not a typical starter for the Oaks, but when he has gotten at-bats, he has been incredibly effective. 500 batting average on the season in 2 at-bats. His on-base percentage a little bit better than that as well. First pitch to him in the dirt, a ball. The count 1-0 to Sulak.
And Sulak also just changed his walk-up song, changed it to Tupac. You know, big Tupac guy.
He was telling me yesterday when he's coming to the game, it's on the bus ride for the first 2 hours, it's country. And then when he really wants to get locked in, he changes it to rap and changes it to Tupac. So Tupac, his go-to in the zone music as he watches a pitch, low and inside, catch the plate. That's the pitch that the umpire has loved to call all day. Sulak's on-base percentage on the Oaks stat sheet is credited as 1,000. That not correct, as he did have at least one at-bat in which
he
was out. He did have a strikeout.
And a stolen base.
His correct batting average, or on-base percentage, is .750 on the season. He thinks about it, check swing, did he go? The umpire calls it. Second strike to him, the count is 2-2. Sulak today playing second base. Not his typical position. Normally you see him behind the dish. But he's no stranger to the middle infield. He said second base. He played all the way up until high school. So he watches the 2-2 off speed in the dirt. And the longest at bat for any Oak is Sulak's, as he's now going to see a full count. This is the first time today that any Oak has seen 3 balls in a count as well. Every Oak has seen at least 1 ball, but Sulak now with 3. Big hole up the middle. The 3-2. Sulak aboard with a walk. The pitch missed up and in, and the first base runner for the Oaks is Cody Sulak, who continues to put together good at-bats every time he steps to the plate.
It seems like Sulak, every time he comes up, he gets a full count. He's really patient, has a great plate discipline. And right there, another example is he gets a full count and then walks.
Andrew Sharp, the 8-hole hitter, to the plate. Sharp, one of the regular starters, or at least more starts than we've seen from Sulak behind the dish. Sharp on the season batting .300. At least in conference play, he's batting .300. .227 if you include the non-conference games. First pitch to him. Catches the zone for a strike, the count 0-1. Sulak on first, he's being held on by a Jamian. So a big hole pull side as Soberano is shaded closer to the second base bag. The 0-1 bounces in, a ball, 1-1 the count. Sulak, you mentioned his stolen base on the season. We haven't really been able to test his speed, so we don't know how much of a danger on the base paths he is. Scujay, set. Not worried about the runner on first. Delivers high and away. The count 2-1. And we've seen the Oaks several times, not only in this game but throughout the season, pick off to a runner on first, especially with no one down in the inning. But right here we see Scujay not even looking over to Sulak at the bag.
And already coming up is going to be the 10th pitch of the inning. Prior to it, the last inning, he had a 10-pitch inning with 3 outs.
This one skied high and deep to right field. Back at the wall is Ortega. He's looking up. Andrew Sharp with a 2-run bomb, and this game is tied. So after not getting a single base runner for the first 2 innings, Andrew Sharp ties this game with 1 swing of the bat, and that's one way to get back hot. As Andrew Sharp was struggling, now he's not, with a big fly to right.
And that was just a moonshot right there. That one was a high hit ball. Thought maybe it wouldn't leave the yard, but the wind always carrying towards right field here at Sparky Anderson Field. And right there, Sharp, his first home run of the season, and that's got to feel good for him. It's a huge home run, and it ties it on the first hit of the game for the Oaks.
That'll bring up Caden Tsuji, as it's now a fresh game. Still no outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tsuji, another one of the catchers that is not a regular behind the dish but has been effective in his playing time, watches an off-speed pitch, start looking like it's going to hit him and then break into the zone to catch the low and inside corner. So Tsuji behind in the count. On the season, Tsuji, he's batting .200. The 0-1 misses the plate, the count 1-1. He started out the season 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Then he had a big day, and the last time he got an appearance after that, where he had a 4 for 4 on base percentage day. Off-speed pitch, a slider in the dirt. 2-1 the count, so his batting average is lower than average with 210 at-bats, just those 2 hits in that game. But he does have a higher on-base percentage because he has walked and has gotten on many other times. 2-1, in at the knees for a strike, the count 2-2.
And Tsuji here, he hasn't swung yet. The first pitch was that curveball that was inside that thought it was going to hit him, and then it braked into the plate. And since then, he's just watched every pitch. Finds himself in a 2-2 count.
Tsuji thinks about it, check swing, did he go? No, he didn't, the count is full. Slider in the dirt, got away from the catcher. Chesterton able to keep it slightly in front of him, but Tsuji didn't go and no runners on. So now a payoff pitch, as this is going to be the most pitches we've seen in an inning and still no one down for Skujay, as Tsuji slices one outside of the bag at first. So now 7 pitches Tsuji will see in his next pitch of the at-bat.
Yeah, and coming up, that's going to be the 18th pitch of the inning. And prior to that, the previous 2 innings, 21 pitches total for Skujay.
Skujay to Tsuji. Thinks about it, doesn't offer the ball. A slider low that misses. 3 consecutive base runners for the Oaks. And now a runner on first with no one down as the lineup turns over to Hunter Call.
And this is exactly what you want if you're an Oaks fan. Your top of your lineup, they weren't successful the first time around, but the back of the lineup carrying the load right now. You have Sulak that got on with the walk, then the sharp home run, and now Tsuji, a 7-pitch at bat that ends in a walk. They're stretching the pitch count, and they're getting on.
Call struck out for his 8th time of the season, his last at-bat. Now squares to bunt, skied high and out of play. Just did not get on top of that bunt, and now goes behind in the count 0-1. I was talking with Austin Carrillo about his bunting approach, and he talked about how fascinating it was about the difference of a slight inch in hand placement. It goes from a base hit to a fly out behind in foul territory where either the catcher or the third baseman can go and get it. We saw it in the second inning where Carrillo tried to bunt. It was a fly ball back to the pitcher as the 0-1 cut through and missed, the count 0-2. And so Hunter Call now, he's experiencing what the difference in just an inch of hand placement between probably a single with call speed in the base paths and in the box, and Tsuji being able to advance into scoring position and now being down in the count 0-2. The 0-2 to Call. Thinks about it, rung him up. Call has struck out looking twice today. Once on 4 pitches in the first and now on 3 consecutive pitches in the third as the first batter of the inning is retired.
And right there, Call didn't like it. Right after getting called strike 3, Call turned, smiled, shook his head, and he was not having it. It's the second time going down looking, and man, it's just a tough day, especially for him. Hasn't had many times in that leadoff spot, seen him more down in the order in the 9 spot, but here getting the start at the 1 hole and back-to-back looking Ks.
Tsuji the lead at first, Sandoval in the box. Tsuji's running. The throw down by Chesterton is high. Tsuji in safely, a stolen base for the third baseman.
And you can hear the fans here and the dugout going insane right now for Tsuji. Obviously not as loud as the atmosphere we saw yesterday in San Luis Obispo, but the Oaks faithful, they're happy and they're loud right now after Tsuji stole second.
Sandoval, his last time up, he struck out on 4 pitches. One of the 5 strikeouts for Skujay today. Skujay looks at Tsuji, back to the bag at second. No one there to cover, so no danger of being picked off. 1 out in the inning, a runner in scoring position. Both the middle infielders close to the bag at second. So big gaps between first and second base and third and shortstop. This pitch skied out of play behind us. The count 1-1 to Sandoval. And that'll prompt Chesterton to go out to the mound to talk to Skujay. Skujay already in this inning, a 6-pitch walk to Sulak, then a 4-pitch at-bat that ended in a home run to Sharp, another full count walk to Suji that was 7 pitches, and then got back in the groove with a 3-pitch strikeout to Call, but already 20 pitches in the inning, not including the Sandoval at-bat, the most pitches that we've seen of any inning from him today. The 1-1, he looks back Suji at the bag. Soberano, the duties of holding Suji on, not charging very hard back to the bag, so Caden Suji at relatively no risk of being picked off at that second base. The 1-1, Sandoval looks at it at his eyes. 2-1 the count. Sandoval, one of the biggest power bats from the right side of the plate that the Oaks have, but the wind, a brisk breeze, traveling towards right field, so going against Raul Sandoval if he's going to drive one pull power. The 2-1, off-speed pitch, slider into the zone, the count 2-2.
And you mentioned the pop that Sandoval has. He will still deny that he's not a power hitter. He loves hitting balls into the gap. Says that's a great feeling. So an adrenaline rush, but, you know, he'll deny that he has that pop no matter what anyone says.
And a big gap in left center right here. The 2-2 driven into dead center field. Back is Palace, still going back. He makes the catch. Suji has to retreat back to second base. Sandoval gave that a ride. That might have been his hardest hit ball of the season, but unfortunately it was to dead center as now 2 consecutive Oaks have been retired in the inning.
And I thought you were going to call that he was going to hit it to left center after saying there was that huge gap there. Does not, as it went right to dead center. Still, Palace had to go more to his right as he was shaded to the right of the second base side. Still an easy fly out, and now 2 gone, back-to-back outs for Skujay.
Brendan Durfee still with a runner in scoring position. Ball in the dirt, blocked by Chesterton. Suji cannot advance. The count 1-0 to Durfee, who last time up struck out looking on 5 pitches. Soberano no longer with the duties of holding on the runner at second, now with a left-handed batter in the box. Slight shade from the defense. Lefty pull power. The 1-0 misses outside, a ball, the count 2-0. So if Durfee wants to shoot one on the ground opposite way, there is a ginormous gap on the infield between short and third.
And right now, Durfee, he's probably not going to hit that with a pull lefty.
The 2-1 catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. The count 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Durfee has been working on his swing, trying to stay down on the ball so that he can drive balls not only pull power but also opposite way. But he still has the tendency to be a predominantly pull lefty. Suji held on at second to the plate. The ball misses high. The count 3-1. And now Skujay on the hook for his 4th base runner of the day, with a chance for Durfee to get on in a 3-ball count. A hitter's count right here for Durfee. Skujay shakes. If I'm Durfee here, I'm expecting fastball, and he calls time. If you're Skujay, your fastball has been one of the pitches that you can locate well, but the deadliest pitch of the day is a slider. You throwing fastball or slider? We'll find out. Fastball misses low, and Durfee on with the walk. So now 2 runners on with 2 outs in the inning, and Austin Carrillo making his way to the plate.
And the Oaks right now, they've shown all year that they've been able to extend innings with their 2-out hittings. They get 2 outs on back-to-back outs from Hunter Call and Raul Sandoval. And the first batter, Durfee, he gets a 5-pitch at bat, which he wins with a walk. And it now puts your cleanup hitter, Austin Carrillo, up to the plate with a chance to extend the inning more, even get the lead as the go-ahead runs in scoring position.
Carrillo, 0 for 1 on the day. Tried to bunt for a single, ended up skying it back to the pitcher. First pitch to him, misses high and away for a ball. Count 1-0. Suji at second, Durfee at first. No one holding Durfee on, so Brendan Durfee can get about as big of a lead as he wants. Into Carrillo. The pitch in there for a strike, low and outside. Catches the corner. The count 1-1. The defense on the infield shaded slightly to the left-handed hitter. Soberano directly between first base and second. And then right above the second base is Reyna, the shortstop. 1-1, low and inside. It misses. The count 2-1. So now we see Austin Carrillo in a 2-1 count, slightly ahead in the count. And I was talking with Austin a few days ago, and he said, I just want to get on any way I can. A walk to me is just as good of a single. With a runner in scoring position, a single probably scores Suji. The 2-1, breaking ball misses, and off the mound, Skujay came tumbling off of the hill. A pitch that was not located well, and I'm not sure it felt very well mechanically for him, as his follow-through was all sorts of discombobulated. And Carrillo ahead in the count 3-1. On deck is Daniel Cabral. And Brendan Durfee at first, his lead is not very long. If I am Brendan Durfee right now, I'm taking a much longer lead. The 3-1 misses low. And the lead at first doesn't matter, as now the bases are loaded with 2 outs in the inning. So the Oaks, their 2-out hitting on the season continues to be one of their strong suits, as now bases loaded with 2 down, and Daniel Cabral trying to get his first hit of the season.
And right now, this inning is just going and going and going. 25 pitches in the inning right now for Skujay. And you can see the coach right now coming up to talk.
35 pitches actually in the inning.
35, yes. Sorry, I was trying to add quickly on the fly. Didn't get quite the right number. I got the 5 right.
There's a lot of jobs as a broadcaster. We have to score keep, we have to do the scoreboard, the camera, and we have to math. You know, it's a lot. There's a lot of different parts to this job. We see the mound meeting here. Trying to get the camera in focus is a little bit difficult with the net in front of us. The camera,
every time you zoom in, it does not want to focus. So
we are using a new camera today for all of the patrons at home. Should be higher quality than the camera we were using in the past. Thank you to Bob Allen and the folks at KDTV for providing the camera. Daniel Cabral on the day, 0 for 1, 0 for 2 on the season. Flew out to center on 2 pitches in his last at-bat. Now a big spot in a tie game with 2 outs and the bases loaded. First pitch to Cabral. Off speed, misses low, and inside, the count 1-0. Suji at third, Durfee at second, and Speed at first, and Austin Carrillo. Big hole up the middle. Soberano shaded a little bit left of a typical standard second base position. The 1-0 misses low, the count 2-0.
And right now, if I'm Daniel Cabral, I would not be swinging. You just got back-to-back walks off of 5 pitches. And right now, just stand in there. The first 2 pitches you've seen, both balls. Don't swing until you're forced to.
The 2-0 to the plate. Cabral bounces one high to Reyna at shortstop. The throw to first, tracking the other way. The pick is made, and the out is called. The first baseman in the Jamie and kept his foot on the bag. So 3 runners are left on for the Oaks, but not after 2 runs on the big fly by Andrew Sharp. That was the only hit of the inning. No errors for the Pirates. To the top of the 4th inning we go. You're listening to the Conejo Oaks live stream. So we're knotted at 2 on YouTube. Back here for the top of the 4th inning, Ryan Milano, Knight Uretsky. Knight, 4, 5, and 6 are your play-by-play innings.
Thank you, Ryan. Chris Torres still on the mound for the Oaks. Working in his 3rd inning, has retired the last 8 batters he's faced, as now the first pitch is fouled off by Jacob Ortega. It's now 0-1 to Ortega. The Oaks, they just tied it 2-2 off of an Andrew Sharp 2-run home run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They had the bases loaded and 2 outs, but didn't get any more runs, so the score is still 2-2 as Ortega grounds this to the shortstop Cabral. Throw on the run across the diamond in time. Wow, what a play right there by Daniel Cabral.
And what a stretch right there from Robert Capozzi. Both the shortstop and the first baseman making great plays defensively to retire the first batter of the inning.
So now up to the plate, Johnny Pacheco, the left fielder. So he stands in for the 2nd time today. The first time he came up was a sac fly. It's the first pitch to him. This one's lifted high and foul down the right field line. 0-1 to Pacheco. Pacheco, the left fielder today, battling against the pitcher Torres. Torres, curveball in there for a strike. It's now 0-2. And Torres, he's said that his 3 pitches that he's really solid on, the fastball, the slider, and the curveball, as the 0-2. Swung on and missed, and Pacheco goes down swinging. 3 pitch at bat, 3 strikes, and already 5 pitches in this inning and 2 quick outs.
And both pitchers are trending opposite ways. We've seen Skujay, he had 2 very solid innings, and then in the 3rd, he really struggled to get outs. Here we see Torres, he had a struggle inning in the 1st, and now he's been getting outs consistently. Last inning, just 8 pitches. Here, this inning, just 3 and 2 outs.
First pitch to Carmelo Hernandez is in there for a strike, 0-1. Hernandez, the DH today, batting in the 6th spot. Grounded out to the 3rd baseman, Suji, to end of the 1st inning as he swings and misses at the 2nd pitch to him, now 0-2. And Torres, this inning, he's getting ahead. We've seen before in the previous 3 innings that he's been getting behind, but so far this inning, gone ahead in every at-bat. The 0-2. This one's grounded to the 2nd baseman, Sulak. The throw over to first in time, and the inning is over. 1-2-3 inning for Chris Torres, and the Oaks, they're heading to the bottom of the 4th inning, tied 2-2. We'll be right back on the Oaks live stream presented by KDTV, but first, a word from the CCL. Attention California Collegiate League fans, watch the 2021 CCL Showcase game presented by ABDG Wednesday, July 14th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Bally Sports TV. The CCL's top players will showcase their talents at the MLB Youth Academy in Compton, California. Pre-game workouts will begin at 4 p.m. Tickets will be available at the gate. For more information, visit calsummerball.com and be sure to follow the action on social media using the hashtag CCLBaseball. Back for the bottom of the 4th inning. The score still tied 2-2. Knight Uretsky, Ryan Milano with you here. Beautiful day in Thousand Oaks, California. Happy to be back in Thousand Oaks here at George Sparky Anderson Field.
It's great to be back at Sparky Anderson.
It is great to be back. You know, the last 4 days on the road was in Pasadena, then Compton, then Santa Barbara, and then SLO back here in Thousand Oaks. First pitch to Robert Capozzi misses outside. 1-0 to Capozzi. Capozzi, his first time up, a strikeout. That was a 4-pitch at bat. Saw a 1-2 count before swinging and missing on a ball in the dirt. Finds himself ahead, 1-0. Second pitch to Capozzi, in there for a strike. Count even now, 1-1. Capozzi, the big left-handed batter, goes to Marist College in New York. He's really from New York, too. Scujay on the mound. The pitch outside. 2-1 to Capozzi. Seeing Capozzi all over the diamond at third base and first base as he now watches a pitch in the dirt. 3-1 today, playing first base. Also seen him in that DH spot too. The 3-1. Capozzi lifts this one high in the air. Shortstop Reyna and the left fielder Pacheco. After it, Pacheco, the left fielder, makes the play, and Capozzi's gone. 1 out now in the bottom of the 4th.
Right here for Scujay, it's going to be interesting to see how he commands the strike zone. I didn't really get a good gauge in that at-bat because he did throw 2 balls. In the last inning, he walked 4 batters. Is he going to come back with strikes, or is he going to continue to not have command of the strike zone? And one of the best batters to figure that out is Cody Sulak, who's seen deep counts in every single time he stepped to the plate this season.
So the first pitch to Sulak catches the knees. Outside corner, now 0-1 to Sulak. Mentioned the deep counts from Sulak. His first time up, it was a 6-pitch at bat. She saw a full count before watching a ball. It was high. Got a walk. Second pitch to Sulak, misses low. Count even now, 1-1. Sulak from Pacific University. That's up in Forest Grove, Oregon. Originally, as the second pitch to him misses in the dirt, 2-1. Cody, his parents consistently come to the games here. We always love talking to the Sulaks. Told us he was the bullpen catcher with the Oaks back when he was 15 and 16. As watches a ball in the dirt, 3-1 to Sulak now. Before his junior and senior year of high school, he was here with the Conejo Oaks as the bullpen catcher, catching all these guys that were D1 players, and some of them now in the pros. It's kind of cool to see him come full circle. Sulak watches a ball in the dirt. Second walk of the day for Cody Sulak.
And he was coming to the bullpen catcher for these games before he was even 16, before he could even drive. So his mom was telling us a story about how he would always be driven to the games. And the first day he showed up, all the kids thought that he was in college. And the first guy that he talked to was some 6'7" guy that was just ridiculously tall. And Cody was intimidated, but then continued to come back, continued to get better, and now we see him on the team as a player.
Now a pitching mound conference. Looks like the coach for Ventura County is out there. Talking with Scujay. So far in this inning, Capozzi, 5-pitch at bat, which he flew out to the left fielder. Then Cody Sulak came up for the second time. It was a 5-pitch at bat to him as well. That ended in a walk. So now we find ourselves here with a runner on first, 1 out, and coming up to the plate is the man with the hardest hit ball of the day. That's Andrew Sharp, the catcher. The meeting's over. Scujay, he's set. But Sharp, 2-run home run his last time up. That was last inning in the bottom of the 3rd. That tied the game 2-2, the only hit of the day for the Oaks. Has a similar chance here. Sulak was on first during that Sharp home run. First pitch to Sharp, in there for a strike, 0-1 to Sharp.
And Sharp, he's been struggling a little bit from behind the plate, or at the plate this season, where in his last time that he appeared, he went 0 for 2. And the last few times, he just hasn't been able to get hits. But he did an incredible job breaking that gold streak today with a big home run. That will do wonders for confidence.
Sharp hits this one high in the air, foul territory. Ranging over is the third baseman, Taylor, but that one hits the top of the dugout for the Oaks. Sharp now down 0-2.
And some of the pitchers sitting in the corner of the dugout, I believe that's Will Kokiart and Brian Perez, they had to get out of the way of Taylor as he was running down the line. The ball landed just on the top of the roof, so it was very close. Taylor almost came crashing into the Oaks dugout.
Sharp started game 1 against the Pirates. In that game, he was 0 for 4, had 3 strikeouts. The 0-2. That one's high. Sharp lives to see another pitch. 1-2 the count now. Sulak still on first. 1 out after the Kaposi flyout to begin the inning.
So after 2 very quick innings from Scujay, he has now seen a lot more pitches, especially last inning and even this inning, a lot harder to get outs.
The 1-2 misses outside, count even, 2-2. And you mentioned it, the first 2 innings, 13 pitches in the first, 8 pitches in the second. Last inning, though, 36 pitches.
38 total pitches.
38, I have 36.
3 pitch at bat to Cabral.
I have that.
35 before the at bat to Cabral.
The 2-2. Outside, Sulak, he's trying to steal second. The throw to second bounces off of Reyna. Sulak in there safely. It's his second stolen base of the year.
And he did not get a good jump. I think that on that play, he thought that that ball was going to be in the dirt and Chesterton was going to have trouble handling it. He got a late jump off of first base. The throw beat him by a long shot, but Reyna could not handle the hard pick that ate him up at second base, able to bounce into the outfield, and Sulak able to take advantage, get in safely.
So now Sharp has a full count after having an 0-2 count. The payoff pitch outside, and Sharp now walks off for 4 straight balls.
So now we see the bottom of the order being very successful for the Oaks. Sulak has gotten on twice, Sharp the home run, and he's gotten on both times that he's come to the plate. Gaden Suji will see what he can do in his second at-bat. Compare that to the top of the lineup. The top 6 batters, just 2 base runners, and then you look at the bottom 3, 5 combined base runners, and a chance for Suji to make it a perfect 6 for 6 on base percentage day to start off this bottom of the lineup at the 4th inning.
Sulak on second, Sharp on first. The first pitch to Suji, in there for a strike. 0-1 to Suji. Mentioned Suji his last time up, the walk and a stolen base. Don't forget about that stolen base for Caden Suji. I'm sure that means a lot to him, especially as a player that probably is a catcher, and catchers normally don't steal bases. Throw back to second, not in time. Sulak in there safely. And that was a weird pickoff right there because Soberano was so far off the bag that when Scujay threw it back to second, Soberano was about 5 feet off the bag.
Yeah, and Soberano's been doing that where he's been bailing out early to get back in defensive positioning, and right there he's just not close enough to the bag.
The 0-1. Suji rips a single to right field, coming around, and now being waved is Sulak. Sulak coming in, he's going to score. Suji to first on a single. Over to third is Sharp, and the Oaks, they take the lead. It's now 3-2.
And I'm telling you about the bottom of the order. These guys just get on base, 6 for 6, 2 for 2, batting average and on base respectively on the day. And now they have pretty much single-handedly given the Oaks the lead as the 2 runs were scored by Sulak and Sharp in the 3rd inning, and now the 3rd run of the game scored by Sulak. The top of the order, these bottom 3, they don't even need it.
And now up to the plate, Hunter Call. He stands in with runners on the corners, 1 out. 3 straight runners have reached base after the Kaposi flyout. And the Oaks, they're rallying here. That was the 2nd hit of the day for the Oaks, the 3rd run. First pitch to Call, misses in the dirt, bounces, and it's 1-0. Call, his first 2 times up, striking out looking. It was a 4-pitch at bat to start the game in the first, and then a 3-pitch strikeout looking in the third. That was last inning. Stands in for the 3rd time today here in the 4th. Scujay on the mound. The pitch. Call takes one at the knees. Count even, 1-1. Call playing center field. We've seen him at center field consistently throughout the season. He's had a lot of more off days in recent history, with the addition of Sandoval coming back after the hamstring injury. Finds himself in center field today, Sandoval in right. The 1-1, that one misses low. Suji over to second. He goes, the throw in time, and Suji's out caught stealing.
And so you were talking about Suji in that scenario when he stole a bag early in this game, saying how he's a catcher, he doesn't normally get those, and he'll probably take pride in that. Now getting caught stealing, it sort of evens itself out. I'm not sure if he's going to be bragging about his base stealing prowess in the dugout.
The 2-1, Call rips a single. Coming in to score is Sharp. The left fielder, Pacheco, fields it. Call takes a round around first. And now the Oaks, their lead is now 2. It's 4-2.
And that caught stealing by Suji was a big spot, but Call, it doesn't matter because he rips one into the outfield. Suji, with that caught stealing, it means that any ground ball or any out means that the runner at third wouldn't score. But Hunter Call says, I don't need an insurance for a sac fly or a ground ball. I just need to drive my men in. And he gets the first hit of anyone of the top 6 batters in the order.
So pitching change now for the Pirates. We're going to take a break, and we'll find out who that pitcher is right when we come back. You are listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream presented by KDTV. Knight Uretsky, Ryan Milano back with you. Bottom of the fourth inning, 4-2 the score. The Oaks, they just took the lead in this inning. That was after a single by Caden Suji. It was to right field. It was a soft blooper right down the right field line. It was a unique play. It was a right-handed hitter hitting a ball down to right field, opposite way. Then Hunter Call just singled in Andrew Sharp. And the score now 4-2. New man on the mound, Garrett Apker. Apker fires in the first pitch to Raul Sandoval, is in there for a strike. 0-1.
Ethan Skujay, his final line, 3 2/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 4 earned. And Hunter Call is another man that Skujay is responsible for if he can come around.
Call on first. Does not go as Apker fires. That one misses low. Count even 1-1 to Sandoval. Sandoval today, a strikeout in the first, then a fly out in the third. It was a 4-pitch at bat in the first, and then a 5-pitch at bat in the third. Now here in the bottom of the fourth, up for the third time today. Hoping to change his luck. Call leaning towards second base on first. Now Sandoval's going to call time, step out of the box, and recoup.
Apker, he's a 4th-year junior out of CSU San Marcos. That's a Division II school.
It's down in the San Diego area. The 1-1. Sandoval swings and misses. Going is Call. The throw to second in time, and Call is caught stealing, and that'll end the bottom of the fourth inning. So 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, no runners left on. We head to the top of the 5th inning. The Oaks, they just took the lead, 4-2. You are listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream presented by KDTV. Knight Uretsky, Ryan Milano with you, top of the 5th inning. 4-2 the score of the Oaks, they're leading. And up to the plate now is Jason Ajamian. Ajamian steps in. His team, they led 2-0 after they took the lead 2-0 in the first. But since then, 3 straight shutout innings, and Chris Torres working in the 5th inning. First pitch from Torres catches the corner outside. 0-1. Ajamian, the first baseman today, flew out in the 2nd inning. That was his first time up. It was a 4-pitch at bat. Torres wastes no time. The second pitch, curveball outside. Count even 1-1. And this Ventura County team, they're pretty good. They're 5-2 in their league as a Jamian watches another pitch. This one, a curveball outside again. 2-1 the count. They're 5-2 in their league. It's in the Golden West, and they're in first place in their division. The 2-1. This one's fouled away by a Jamian. Count even 2-2.
So make no mistakes about it. Even though the Oaks, they got a 15-2 win in the first game against Ventura County, Ventura County is a good team in their league, and we've seen good teams come in non-league play. We saw it with the Coastal Cubs last week, come in and give the Oaks a run for their money.
The 2-2 grounded to the shortstop Cabral. He throws over to first. The play is made, and a Jamian is retired. 5-pitch at bat, and already the first out. The previous 2 innings out of Torres, an 8-pitch inning and an 8-pitch inning in the third and fourth. In the second inning, it was a 10-pitch inning. So it was a great long at bat for a Jamian.
And we saw in between innings, the grounds crew here try to take care of some loose dirt on the pitcher's mound.
First pitch, a ball to Bradley Chesterton.
And when you are on the pitcher's mound, if there's loose dirt, it affects your plant foot. It was slightly to the right of Chris Torres, at least slightly to Chris Torres' right.
As this one's grounded to the first baseman, Capozzi goes off of his glove as he dove for it. Heading to first is Chesterton, and he's on with an infield single.
And so when a pitcher is planting, sometimes if there is loose dirt, there's a few things. It can, A, mess up your follow-through and make the pitch location be a little bit different than where you want it to be. B, it can mess up your feel of the mound. You want that mound to be packed dirt. You're used to mounds being packed dirt. Sometimes just a little bit of feel can put a pitcher in a state of mind where it's not comfortable on the mound.
First pitch from Torres to David Reyna is in the dirt. Sharp does a great job of stopping that one after the bounce. The runner Chesterton does not go, so runner on first, 1 out, 1-0 the count.
And then C is if you're scared of the plant foot not being stable, it can affect your push-off and not give as much power to the pitch and bring as much velocity. So taking care of some loose dirt on the mound is vitally crucial.
Throw over to first. In there safely is Chesterton. Saw Caden Suji, who's playing third base today for the Oaks. He stole a base in the third. He's normally a catcher. Now Chesterton, he gets picked off for the second time now, and he's a catcher. This time he's in there safely again. It was a pickoff attempt, not got picked off. Capozzi holding him at first. The 1-0. Reyna fouls this one away. Count even now, 1-1.
My apologies, I did not put on the scoreboard the out from Jason Ajamian to lead off the inning, so there is 1 down in the inning.
David Reyna goes to the University of Arkansas Monticello. That's a D2 school. 5'9", as throw over to first again, really holding in Chesterton. And right now, if you're Torres, should you be focused on Chesterton, the catcher?
And I talked to him a few times after one of his performances, I think it was 2 performances ago, and he said, I'd be more focused on the batter at hand. He does like to sort of reset his feel when he picks off, but he does need to get back locked into the batter.
The 1-1, that one misses high and away. 2-1 to Reyna now. And Reyna, he played against the Oaks in that first game, that 15-2 loss, as now there's going to be a meeting at the mound with Sharp and Torres. In that game, 0 for 5 with a strikeout. Batting .075 on the year. Throw over to first. Not in time. Chesterton in there safely. It's the 4th time that Torres has tried to pick off Chesterton. see the camo jersey on Chesterton, now brown because of the dirt. Reyna shows bunt, pulls back, pitch outside. Now 3-1 the count to David Reyna, the 9-hole hitter.
And Chesterton at first only has one stolen bag of the season. He was also caught stealing one time.
Torres, he's set. The 3-1. Reyna fouls this one back. Close to you, Ryan.
You know, we say it a lot. We say it a lot, especially when we're here at home. There wasn't a screen. My glove's right here. I think I even have time to put on the glove and make the snag.
Yeah?
I mean, if I'm really locked in, if that's my goal. You know, broadcasting and scorekeeping all at the same time, it might be a little bit difficult to be locked in to grab the glove. But both of us, we have our gloves right here. We have the ability. If there is a loose ball, happens to get one that's just over the screen, reaching over the railing, all of this is possibilities. We're just prepared.
The payoff pitch. This one grounded up the middle of the Torres. He flips to the shortstop, Cabral, but that throw was off the line. In there safely is Chesterton at second. It's an error from Torres.
Yeah, and right there, it's a routine double play right back to the pitcher. And Torres, it might have been a little bit of confusion on who was covering the bag, but in that scenario, the shortstop, when turning a double play, typically is the one to go and cover the bag. Sulak was crashing towards second base, and maybe Torres saw Sulak crashing, was going to throw to him. But the throw to Cabral, just too far off the bag. Cabral off the fingertips of his glove and not able to make the catch. And for Torres, what was an routine inning-ending double play to the bottom of the order now leads to 2 runners on and 1 out in the inning. It's a big swing for Torres, and the key for him here is to put it in the rearview mirror, not think about it, and come back to the plate.
So 1 out. What could have been a potential inning-ending double play lengthens the inning. First pitch outside to Kyle Soberano. 1-0 the count. Soberano today had a single in the first to lead off. That was an infield hit, a high chopper, and then a fly out in the third. The 1-0, this one's fouled back just at the top of the netting. That one really felt like it could have came here on top of the booth. Does not. Count even, 1-1.
I wasn't ready for that one.
No?
That one I wouldn't have caught.
You gotta stay ready all the time.
My head's got to be on a swivel.
You don't.
I was just talking about how ready I was.
You don't see Caden Suji at third base flat-footed. You just got to be prepared, on your toes. The 1-1. This one's ripped to left field. Carrillo coming in, fakes catching it, and now throws to second. Throw in time, gets the force out. That was a smart play by Austin Carrillo right there. Faked like it was going to be a fly ball out. He knew it was going to drop as a liner. With that move, he was able to get the runner at first, Reyna, to freeze momentarily, and then fire to second and get him on the force out. Wow, what a play.
And yeah, that's just incredibly smart by Austin Carrillo right there. The ball, he knew it was flaring from the left-handed batter, was going to drop right in front of him. It did. He faked like he was going to catch the ball and then threw it over to second, and that is just smart baseball right there. Instead of having bases loaded and no one out, or and 1 out in the inning, it's now runners on the corners and 2 outs, any out at any bag. It's so smart and so situational.
Pitch is outside to Palace. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Reyna, he got on. Then he was thrown out at second after Carrillo. Ajamian led off the inning with a ground out. Chesterton had a single, and Soberano with a single now. As this one's grounded the second baseman Sulak. The throw over to first in time. So no runs come in on 2 hits. 2 runners left on base, 1 error in the inning. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Oaks, they're leading 4-2. You are listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream presented by KDTV. Knight Uretsky, Ryan Milano with you, bottom of the 5th inning. Raul Sandoval at the plate. First pitch to him, misses high. 1-0 now to Sandoval. Pitcher on the mound, still Garrett Apker. Saw him come in, throw 2 pitches to Sandoval before Hunter Call was caught stealing. His 3rd pitch of the inning misses. Game misses as this one skied in the air. Shallow right field. Ortega, the right fielder, calling everybody off, makes the play, and Sandoval was retired on an F9.
Makes the play and loses his hat in the process. We saw Ortega on the sprint in lose his hat when he was trying to charge him for the ball, and with the sun high in the air, and we've seen a few times this season, shallow right field, especially in the day games. This not a night game. Sometimes we see games start at 6 p.m. Also not the earliest we've seen. We've seen some games start at 1 p.m., but this 4 p.m. game, the sun's still bright high in the sky, and Ortega still losing the hat, able to find the ball and make the catch.
Snap to the plate, Brendan Durfee. As he stands in now for the 3rd time today. First pitch to him. This one's grounded to the second baseman, Soberano. He bobbles it, and Durfee's going to reach on an error.
And right there from Durfee, he was able to get aboard on a single through the, or an error through the infield. And that's because of the dirt change. We've seen a lot, or heard a lot of the Oaks talk about how the difference between the grass and the dirt on the infield is significant. It changes the hop of the ball a lot. So that was a ball that was hugging the carpet, transferred over to the dirt, took one small hop, and then ate up Soberano at second base, and he was just not able to handle it. He was coming up to the ball bounced, and it slipped right over the heel of his glove, over his arm, and in between his arm and his chest, and he just wasn't able to find it to throw to first.
So Austin Carrillo steps up to the plate, runner on first, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning. The Oaks, they're leading 4-2 against the Ventura County Pirates. Garrett Apker on the mound. The pitch. That one catches the zone outside, a fastball right there. 0-1 to Carrillo. Carrillo, today, he bunted in a fly out to the pitcher. It was just a bunt pop-up to the pitcher. That was to Scuje. Then, in the 3rd inning, it was a walk on a 5-pitch at bat. Carrillo fouls this one away off the netting. Now 0-2 to Carrillo with a runner on first.
Now we've taken a dive off the roof. I mean, getting a running start.
A dive, wow.
There's concrete down there. You'd have to make a business decision. If someone put padding down, I would have gotten to it.
You know, the pool's in the other direction. I'd take a dive out that way, but not on the cement.
Well, I don't think you can long jump over to the pool.
Oh, no, but I'm saying that if
it's about 100 yards.
If I was going to take a dive, I would go right to that pool, not on hard cement, you know?
Yeah, difference of opinion.
I'd rather live a little bit longer.
It's one story.
Nevertheless, 1-2, 1 out. As now Carrillo gets hit. That was an 0-2 count, but a hit by pitch for Carrillo, and he's on for the 2nd time today. And it now puts a runner in scoring position for the Oaks.
And he was talking. He just wants to get on any way he can. Right there, going down 0-2 in the count, he wears one. And he threw the bat farther than he hit the ball back to the pitcher in his first at-bat. He threw that bat almost on the fly into the Oaks dugout.
So now Daniel Cabral, the shortstop, he steps up to the plate today. He's 0 for 2. He has a fly out in the 2nd and then a ground out in the 3rd. First time up, it was a 2-pitch at bat, then a 3-pitch at bat in the 3rd. 3rd time up today for the newly acquired shortstop. Durfee on 2nd as the pitch from Apker in there for a strike. 0-1 to Cabral. And Cabral just showed up on the bus against Santa Barbara, picked him up at the collection. That's where our stop is as we head towards SLO and Santa Barbara. We always make a stop to pick up players that live in closer areas. Cabral, living in Oxnard, goes to Oxnard College. Showed up on the bus and has been on the team since. 2nd pitch to Cabral, in there for a strike.
Who calls it the collection? I've never seen that.
That's what it's called. The collection at River Park is the place where, that's like the name of the mall.
Oh, you learn something new every day.
There you go.
I thought you were just talking about every time we make a stop on the bus, it's called the collection. I was
No.
like, who came up with that nickname?
That would be a good name for picking up people. The collection of players. As Cabral fouls this one away. Fourth pitch of the at-bat coming up to Daniel Cabral.
Hit off some metal behind us somewhere.
Yep. And it's very interesting to me because it's called the collection at River Park. In Bakersfield, where I'm from, it's called River Walk, and that's the name of the mall up there. So, not River Walk, River Park.
Well, I think anywhere you're near a river, it's going to be referred to.
Yeah. Just a little
I
different.
feel normally your connections make a lot of sense. That feels like a stretch.
The 0-2 fouled away. Fifth pitch of the at-bat coming up to Daniel Cabral, and I would disagree. I don't think that's a stretch. I think.
Well, you made it. Of course you don't. You wouldn't agree because you made it. You made the connection.
Yes, but, I mean, two malls named River Park or River Walk, very similar. I don't know. I think they're very similar. You don't agree?
Well, if you were making a Riverwalk connection, there's the Riverwalk in San Antonio. It's very popular.
Yeah.
That would be the connection that I would immediately go to if I was talking about the Riverwalk.
Okay, but I'm talking about two malls in California where there's not a lot of raging rivers.
I personally disagree. I think he could have made a better connection. Something to work on for next time.
Nevertheless, 0-2 the count to Daniel Cabral. The fifth pitch of the at-bat coming up. Carrillo on first, Durfee on second. The pitch. Cabral rips a single to right field. Durfee, he's being waved. He touches on third. The throw from Ortega from right. It's not going to be in time. Durfee, he's in there safely as the ball gets past the catcher Chesterton. Heading over to second is Cabral. And the Oaks, they extend the lead. It's now 5-2.
And a really good piece of hitting by Daniel Cabral to pick up his first hit of the season. He saw the big hole between first and second as Soberano was holding on Durfee at the bag. Shot one opposite way, and there was a huge gaping hole, which normally would have been a ground out to second base. There was no one there, and it ended up in an RBI single in which he was able to advance to second on the throw. So now two runners in scoring position with an extra run for the Oaks and just one down in the inning.
Snap to the plate. Robert Capozzi, the first baseman, has a chance here to have two RBIs with a base hit. Cabral has some speed on second. Carrillo, he's at first. Still one out, so a fly ball in the outfield could result in a sac fly as the first pitch to Capozzi is in there for a strike. 0-1 to Capozzi. Capozzi today, a strikeout in the second, then a fly out in the fourth. Standing in for the third time. His biggest at-bat so far today. Abker, the man on the mound, he's set. The pitch, Capozzi grounds this one foul right into the dugout of the Pirates, and that one's a little scary. There's no fences here at Sparky Anderson Field. So that one went and it hit a player of the Pirates. You heard an ow, but everyone seems okay.
I hope everyone's okay. We might need to commission the trainer to come over and help some people in the Pirates dugout if that caught someone, but it looks like everyone's fine.
So now an 0-2 count to Capozzi. So far, 3 straight batters have reached base after the fly out from Sandoval to start the inning. The 0-2. Capozzi fouls this one back off the catcher Chesterton's mask. Bat's going to continue. Fourth pitch of the bat coming up.
And that last hit by Cabral that brought in the RBI, that was the first run that's been given up all season by Garrett Apker.
There you go.
Or at least the first earned run. He has an unearned run to his name, but the first earned run for him on the season. But, actually, correction, it's not earned because Durfee reached base with an error by the second baseman.
There you go. So 0-2 the count, 1 out. Abker, the pitch. Capozzi strikes out swinging. It's a 4-pitch at bat to Capozzi. Ends in his second K of the day. First strikeout of the day for Garrett Abker.
Now batting, the second baseman, Cody Sulak.
And now up to the plate, Cody Sulak, the second baseman. Today, 2 plate appearances, 2 walks. 1 in the third and 1 in the fourth. His third time up in the third straight inning for him. been the most reliable batter other than Andrew Sharp or Caden Suji. Both of them have also reached base twice. As Sulak takes the ball outside. 1-0 to Sulak.
I would say all of them are tied for most reliable. If you're 2 for 2 on base on the day, you can't get much better than that. So I wouldn't give the most reliable title to anyone yet. We'll have to see how this bottom half of the order shakes out in this inning.
Sulak, the man out of Pacific University in Forest Grove. As the second pitch to him is in there for a strike. Count even 1-1. And Ryan, did you know that in Forest Grove, Oregon, they have the world's tallest barber pole?
No, I didn't. And I don't know if anyone did. If you knew that and you're listening to the stream right now, comment that you knew that in the stream. Knight, I expect probably 0 comments. But I'll be happily surprised if we get one.
The 1-1, Sulak swings. It was a check swing, but he did go. Sulak falls behind 1-2. Apparently in 1973 in Forest Grove, there was a man named, let's see, I believe it was Chuck.
Man named Chuck.
Chuck Olson. Chuck Olson saw that in San Antonio there was a 70-foot pole, and so he said he could do better and found an 80-foot pole, or built an 80-foot pole in Forest Grove. As the 1-2 misses, it's now 2-2.
I'm glad it wasn't just a 71-foot pole. You have to go in increments. I feel like 71 would be a little petty.
Yep. That's like Stanford and Cal. At Cal, they have their tower there, and Stanford built their tower to build it 1 foot taller than Cal's, but Cal told them the wrong height on purpose because they knew they were going to do that. Sulak swings and misses, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 5th inning. So the Oaks, they get a run on 1 hit. That was an RBI single from Daniel Cabral, but 1 error in the inning from the Pirates, and 2 runners left on base in scoring position. We head to the top of the 6th inning. The Oaks, they're leading 5-2. You're listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream presented by KDTV. Knight Uretsky, Ryan Milano with you. Top of the 6th inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Conejo Oaks. That's Brandon Madrigal, the man that's going to Columbia University in the fall. Originally committed to Columbia, but didn't get to go this past year because the Ivy League canceled their sports season, and Columbia wouldn't allow students on campus. So he's going to be heading out to New York for the first time next fall. Final stat line for Chris Torres, 60 pitches in 5 innings. Faced 20 batters, 1 strikeout, no walks, 4 hits and 2 runs, and 1 hit by pitch. First pitch from Madrigal misses high. That's to Darren Taylor, 1-0.
I'd say it's an effective outing from Chris Torres, especially after the first inning where the Pirates, they put up 2 runs. You thought it might be a little shaky for Torres. He came out and was executing his pitches well for the last 4 innings.
Second pitch from Madrigal is fouled off by Taylor. Count even 1-1. And I agree. I do think it was a very efficient outing for Torres.
He really had 3 bad batters, and those were the first 3 batters that he faced. He allowed the first 3 batters on, then retired consecutive batters, 12 in a row.
Madrigal gets Taylor swinging there. It's now 1-2. And those middle innings, besides the first and 5th inning, 10-pitch inning, 8-pitch inning, 8-pitch inning.
Actually, 13 in a row after the first out in the first inning.
As Taylor rips a single to right field, Sandoval fields it. Taylor rounding first. He's on with a leadoff single.
And that was just right off the end of the bat from Taylor. You saw Madrigal, he went up 1-2. He tried to go off the plate with an off-speed pitch. It was a slider dipping away. And Taylor just went out, got it off the end of the bat, and there's nothing you can really do about that if you're Brandon Madrigal.
So Madrigal, he's on the mound. Taylor on first, nobody out, up to the plate, Jacob Ortega, the right fielder. Ortega swings at the first pitch to him, lifts it high in the air, foul territory. Andrew Sharp, the catcher, giving chase. That one out of play. Hits the overhang here in the stands. 0-1 to Ortega.
Fun fact about Brandon Madrigal. On the bus yesterday on the way to San Luis Obispo, he gave me half of his burrito.
It's very nice of him.
It is very nice of him. There's applications for who my favorite player on the team is, but so far only one has given me their burrito.
The 0-1. This one's lifted high in the air, this time in the field of play. Cody Sulak, the second baseman, calls everybody off. He makes the play, and Ortega is retired. I mean, giving someone a burrito is pretty nice gesture.
Especially on the 3.5-hour ride to slow. Yeah. It takes a long time on that ride. He might have wanted it later.
It's true. So Madrigal, this season, has a 1-0 record. It's a 12.46 ERA in 3 games pitched, his 4th game of the season. As the first pitch is in there to Pacheco, 0-1.
And this is already, without a doubt, his best outing so far. He's been executing his pitches well so far in this outing. He struggled a little bit in his first few outings with throwing too many balls, walking too many batters. We've seen him get ahead in the count to now all 3 batters. It's very important for him to throw strikes, and it feels like he's getting back in the groove.
Madrigal nods his head a couple of times, keeps nodding, and then now times is called.
He was very sure that he got the right pitch by Andrew Sharp. He was very confident that Andrew Sharp gave him the right sign, the right location. Just had to nod and nod and nod until time was called.
0-1 the count, runner on first, 1 out. The pitch from Madrigal misses inside to Pacheco. Count even 1-1. Pacheco, his first time up in the first, it was a sac fly. That scored in Trenton Palace. Then in the 4th inning, it was a strikeout. That was on 3 pitches. Finds himself in a 2-1 count. This time, Pacheco swings and misses. Count even 2-2. Darren Taylor led off this inning with a single. Then Ortega flew out to Cody Sulak. And now Taylor on first leads off. Swing and a miss from Pacheco, the first strikeout of the day from Brandon Madrigal. And now 2 are gone here in the top of the 6th.
And this is really where we get to see what type of stuff Brandon Madrigal has, because in his previous outings, he's had trouble locating the strike zone, so he hasn't been ahead in counts, and he's always been working in jams. Here we see him, he's been executing his pitches well, he's been finding his location, and now we get to see why he was recruited to Columbia, why he is a Division I pitcher, because over these last 3 batters, he's been executing his pitches well. Even in the single to Darren Taylor, he executed pitches well, and Taylor fought off a pitch that was bailing out of the strike zone and shot it the other way. 3 batters and 3 well-executed at-bats on the mound.
So Madrigal, he's set. Chose Columbia because of the academics, really high on academics. Said initially he wanted to go to Vanderbilt. The opportunity wasn't open there despite going to several camps, as now the runner will go. Sharp, the throw over to second. That gets past the second baseman, Sulak, into center field. Goes the ball, call, covers. And in there safely is Taylor at second. He doesn't go to third, but a runner now in scoring position with 2 away in the 6th.
And that throw from Andrew Sharp just too far up the line. Sulak was breaking hard to the bag, and Sharp, he threw it about 10 feet off of the second base bag. Sulak, it's incredibly difficult to stop that momentum to try to get back to that ball. Sulak tried, ended up losing his footing and sliding. So it looked like a blunder by Sulak, but I think the error goes a little bit more to Andrew Sharp as the throw not on target.
But Madrigal originally wanted to go to Vanderbilt, went to a couple of camps, went on a visit, didn't offer him, then wanted to go to Duke, was set to go on a visit. The visit didn't end up working out, and then he realized he wanted to go to the Ivy League. Was really high on academics as he steps off the mound.
And that's great, where you can just pick and choose wherever you want in terms of academics. Smart kid.
He is a very smart kid. He's an econ finance major at Columbia. Was talking to me about a lot of financial stuff. It was just going way over my head as the pitch misses low in the dirt.
What do you do in that
2-0.
conversation? Just smile and nod?
I was like, yeah, I get you, bro.
Totally. I know all about the finances.
I was like, yeah, I totally understand what kind of job you want to do. He was talking to me about everything about potentially doing private equity and all these other financial adventures that he'd be interested in doing, and just wouldn't even know where to start if it was me. Pitch inside, 3-0, the count. I don't know, are you a big private equity financial guru like Brandon Madrigal?
You know, I was going into the business school at Oregon. I took a few classes. I took a finance and accounting class, and I was like, yeah, this is not for me. So I would know a little bit what he's talking about, but I just pretend to be interested. No one tell Brandon.
Yeah, and even Madrigal, I mean, he's very intrigued by it, but he's learning from some of the top professors in the world at Columbia. As the 3-0, that one catches the zone. 3-1 to Hernandez now. But I mean, a year of Columbia education. Went to high school at Oaks Christian. It's just down the road in Thousand Oaks. That's a great high school in itself. So a very educated man, and you know, he's just going to get even more intelligent. The 3-1, that one misses outside. Sharp does a great job of catching it in the dirt. And now a walk for Hernandez with 2 away.
And this is the first time in his outing that we've seen him struggle to find the zone. Right there, he tried to go for a slider away. It just reached too far off the plate. He got down in the count 3-0. Is that going to be a sign of what we saw from him in the first few outings where he did struggle to find the plate, where he did walk a few batters consecutively? Or now after walking a single batter, is he able to get back, locked in, and get the final out of the inning?
So 2 outs, runners on first and second. Taylor on second as the first pitch to Jamian is fouled away. 0-1 to him. Taylor on second. Hernandez now on first after the walk. So far in the inning, that was the 17th pitch of the inning. Madrigal just came in for Chris Torres, who pitched 4 straight shutout innings after allowing 2 runs in the first. The 0-1, Jamian fouls this one away, And back-to-back fouls from Ajamian makes it an 0-2 count.
And we see here, despite not the regular infielders being played for the Oaks, we see a typical catcher at second, a typical catcher at third, and we see a brand new Cabral at shortstop. And Capozzi, who normally has been all around the infield, whether it be third or first, we still see the Oaks in their typical shift, is which they call it, where they're shaded towards each batter.
The 0-2 goes right over the head of Ajamian. He ducked, and heading over to third is Taylor, and to second is Hernandez. It's a wild pitch from Madrigal, and now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Still a 3-run game, but that was crucial.
And that pitch got away from Madrigal, but he still has 2 strikes here. He was trying to bust up and in to try to get the batter to chase. He lost it a little bit. He went a little too high, a little too in. Now you're still up 1-2. Now there's 2 runners in scoring position, but you have this batter on the hook. It's an out pitch right here. Maybe he threw up and in trying to set up a breaking ball. Slider away.
The 1-2. Got him swinging. Brandon Madrigal strikes out Jason Ajamian, and that'll do it for the top of the 6th inning. So 2 runners are left on base after 1 hit and a walk. No runs come in and no errors in the inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Oaks, their lead is still 3 at 5-2. You're listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream presented by KDTV. Bottom of the 6th inning, Knight Uretsky, Ryan Milano with you here at George Sparky Anderson Field. The Oaks, they're leading 5-2. Andrew Sharp will step up to the plate to face off against Garrett Apker. Apker delivers, and that pitch is outside. 1-0 to Sharp.
And right there, I'm not sure if he qualifies that as a cutter, but that ball had a lot of arm side run to it. And right there on that fastball, if you get that arm side run, you can bring a lot of movement to a pitch.
The 1-0. That one misses. Actually, no, called for a strike. I thought that one was way outside.
I as well thought it was outside. This umpire has been calling off the plate, especially a little bit to the left so far, whether it be inside to a right-handed batter or outside to a left-handed batter, but I thought that one was way off the plate.
That one really surprised me. I really thought that was outside. The 1-1, that one catches low below the knees. It's now 2-1. Sharp today, that monstrous 2-run home run in the 3rd. Enjoyed listening to your call of that one, Ryan. Well, you did play-by-play.
I enjoyed calling it.
Then in the 4th inning, it was a walk. He came around to score, so Sharp 2 runs today after reaching base twice. The 2-1. That one hits Sharp on the elbow.
He's going to stand back in the box. I think that Sharp wants to hit.
They're going to say it was fouled?
No, it just was inside. They're just calling it inside. I thought
They're calling it a strike.
the count was 1-2 before the pitch.
No, it was 2-1, and now they call it a strike.
No, because the pitch that you thought was a ball was called a strike.
Yeah, but that was the one strike.
First pitch of the at-bat was also a strike.
Nevertheless, 2-2. Sharp now fouls that one down the third base line. I could have sworn the first pitch to him was a ball, and then they called it a strike.
This is the banter that comes with actual scorekeeping. If any of the parents at home have ever been scorekeepers on the Little League team for them, this is the type of banter that goes on all the time, where there's just slight differences in scorekeeping. And, you know, you guys are accustomed to it. You know what we're talking about. If you're around baseball enough, if you've ever been a scorekeeper, you know the conversations that have been had.
So Sharp, it looked like he broke his bat on that swing.
Firewood.
Thank you to the Sandoval's for commenting that a couple games ago. That really got us to start using broken bats as firewood.
We will now be using that a lot. Thank you to the Sandovals. And apologies to the Sharps for, again, $300 out of pocket. It's every new bat.
So 2-2 the count. Sharp steps up to the plate. The pitch from Abker. That one's fouled away by Sharp. Coming up, the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
And it looks like the new bat he's using has some turquoise lizard skin as the handle. Did you ever use lizard skin to tape up your bats?
No, I never did.
Do you know what lizard skin is?
I've never used a bat with lizard skin before.
It's nice. It feels good. It's a type of
Does
grip. You tape up your bat with some lizard skin. It's a new type of grip. It's a nice grip. But it's not what Andrew Sharp is used to, because his other bat that he broke, I don't believe, had that type of grip on it. So we'll see how it sort of affects his at-bat. Also, I'm not 100% sure if it is the grip, but it is what it looks like to me.
Nobody out. The 2-2. Sharp fouls off another one, the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. It's been a battle for Andrew Sharp right now.
And it's been a great day for Andrew Sharp. He's struggled a little bit throughout the past few games, but not today. Not in the slightest. Home run in the 3rd. Came around to score on that long bomb. Walk in the 4th. Came around to score on that as well. He worked that count full. So he's been working counts all day. And right here we've seen 8 pitches in the at-bat, and he's still going.
The 2-2. Sharp grounds this one to the first baseman, Ajamian. The flip over to the pitcher, Abker. It's in time, and Sharp is retired for the first time today.
Yeah, but, I mean, Sharp retired, but that does not mean it was a poor at-bat. 9 pitches in the at-bat for Sharp. Yes, he rolled over, grounded out, but fantastic at-bat for Andrew Sharp. Throughout the day today, he's just been seeing the ball well. Sometimes, especially as he's been sort of in and out of the lineup, it's tough to get a rhythm. Today, he is feeling hot, and you can tell at the plate, and he's seeing the ball incredibly well.
So up to the plate now, Caden Suji, the third baseman. As he stands in for the 3rd time today. First pitch to him, in there for a strike. Suji, a walk in the 3rd. He was left stranded on 2nd. Then a single in the 4th. That was an RBI single that scored Cody Sulak. He was later caught stealing 2nd. So a stolen base also in the 3rd. And then a caught stealing, 1 for 2 on the base paths. Now 0 for 2 in this count with 2 strikes from Abker.
And we've seen Suji see the ball well as well. He worked a 7-pitch at-bat his first time up, and then the first pitch that he liked in his last at-bat, he shot the opposite way for an RBI.
Abker, he's set the windup, the pitch. That one outside. See the catcher Chesterton set up outside, threw it right where he wanted, didn't get Suji to chase. Still though, 1-2 the count, 1 out. The Oaks, they're leading 5-2 after coming back from 2-0 down, 5 unanswered runs. Suji looks at a ball low, Count even now 2-2.
And you could see right there, Suji on the slider from Abker. He looked at it and looked it out of the box. He was prepared to swing and fight it away with 2 strikes. But he saw the pitch, he saw the spin, he saw it dip out of the zone, and decided at the last second that he wasn't going to swing at the pitch, and that's just a good piece of hitting, being able to identify the ball, and it's how you know a batter is being able to see the spin out of a hand.
The 2-2. That one's high, and Suji looks at another ball. Full count now for the third baseman. And Suji, he's on the bottom of the team in batting average. One of the lower hitters, but he's still been efficient in getting on, especially today. But right here, strikes out looking. Third K for Abker. First K of the day for Suji. It's the 6th of the season. Now 2 are gone here in the bottom of the 6th.
And I think that's selling Caden Suji a little bit short. It's a very low sample size. He has a 200 batting average, but his on-base percentage is .333. And so he, in a few pinch hit performances this week, hasn't gotten on, but he has been effective at the plate, especially today. I think that it's selling him just a little bit short to say that he's not been effective, even though he is just batting 200 in a limited sample size.
First pitch to Hunter Call misses low, 1-0. But prior to today in his single, his last 3 games he'd played in, he'd gone 0 for 5 in those 3 games. Today, a strikeout, a walk, and a single, so one of the more efficient days. Did have that 2-hit, 2-run, 2-walk day last week as Call takes a strike after he showed bunt pulled back, count even 1-1.
And he asked the home plate umpire where it caught the plate. Did he say it was inside or was it down? And I believe the confirmation that Hunter was looking for was it inside? And the umpire said yes, so it was on the plate according to the home plate umpire.
Call struck out looking twice today, also has an RBI single. As he swings and misses at the 1-1, he falls behind now 1-2.
And Hunter Call is one of the best on the team about communication with an umpire and figuring out the exact strike zone that an umpire has. He likes to talk with the umpire to know, is this pitch a strike and what the difference is.
So 2 outs, nobody on. Abker, he's set. The pitch. And Hunter Call goes down looking for the 3rd time today. And it's the 4th strikeout of the day from Abker. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Oaks batting-wise. We head to the top of the 7th inning. The Oaks, they're leading 5-2. You're listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream presented by KDTV. Night Uretsky, Ryan Milano with you. The Oaks, they're leading 5-2 in the top of the 7th inning. Ryan, the next 3 innings of play-by-play are yours.
Bradley Chesterton, the 8-hole hitter, he's going to lead off the 7th inning. Brendan Madrigal still on the mound for the Oaks. First pitch to Chesterton, guide high, out of play, into the netting, protecting the parking lot. 0-1 the count early to Chesterton. Last inning, Madrigal, he allowed 2 base runners, but was able to get out of the inning unscathed. Just 20 pitches in the inning, so not a perfect inning for Madrigal, but an effective one. The 0-1 elevated above the head of Chesterton. Sharp tried to get out of his stance and jump up for it. He was not able to. The count is 1-1 now. And Madrigal, when he's locating his pitches and the pitch leaves his hand successfully, feels good, gets into the spot where he wants, but sometimes, and I'm not sure what it is mechanically, but sometimes he just leaves the ball over the head like he did right there. Off-speed pitch, brushed back, and I thought it hit the batter in Chesterton, but it just caught inside to miss the batter, and the count is 2-1.
Yeah, I had a similar play to Jamie where he threw one right over his head that advanced the runners Hernandez and Taylor to second and third.
The 2-1 grounded to Cabral at short. He kicks it, throws on to first, gets there in time anyways. Cabral and Capozzi with the stretch by Robert Capozzi, and Cabral the wherewithal to know that the ball was still right at his feet and pick it up off the single hop to still throw over. Beautiful combination. We've seen it twice or 3-4 times today where we've seen the shortstop and the first baseman combined for a play like that. Here again we see it, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, my jaw dropped after that stretch by Capozzi.
First pitch into David Reyna. Misses off the plate for a ball. The count 1-0.
That was just insane. Capozzi laid a full-on stretch right there using all 6-8 of them.
The 1-0 misses high, 2-0. And I don't know how a big man can get down like that. I'm not nearly as tall as Robert Capozzi. And if I try to stretch like that, I think I tear everything. The 2-0 swung on and missed. Fastball on the outside part of the plate that Reyna was not able to get out far enough to. The count 2-1.
Just makes me think of that old vine. You as flexible, Robert. Works perfectly for Capozzi.
The 2-1 skied back out of play. I didn't understand that reference, and that should have been right up my alley.
No.
As someone who is in our age demographic. I'm sure that most of the parents watching have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
There was this old vine, and it was like, you as flexible, Robert.
The 2-2 swung on and missed. Madrigal, his 3rd K of the day. We're going to forget about what Knight just said. Moving on to the top of the order, Kyle Soberano. He has singled twice today, once in the first, once in the 5th. He came around to score in the 1st inning. He then flew out on the infield. That was to Cabral in the 3rd. That is his 2-for-3 day so far. First pitch into Soberano. Elevated over the head of Soberano. Off the plate, a ball. 1-0 the count.
And Madrigal so far, I mean, this inning, it's been pretty smooth sailing. 4 pitches and then 5 pitches, 2 outs.
The 1-0 misses the plate again. The count 2-0, and now Andrew Sharp is going to go talk to his pitcher because after Madrigal located his pitches very well, especially from what we've seen from him in the beginning of the season in the 6th inning, where he got ahead in the count in 4 of the 5 at-bats that we saw from him last inning. Here we've seen him behind in the count to all 3 batters despite him coming back to Reyna with 3 straight strikes. The 2-0, off-speed pitch over the heart of the plate, a strike, 2-1. And that's exactly what Andrew Sharp was looking for when he went out to that mound visit.
You know, it was great. I mean, just calmed him down. Madrigal throws a perfect strike right there and, you know, battles back.
The 2-1 swung on and lined to deep right field. Sandoval tracking back at the wall. It's going to drop in front of the wall. Rounding second And staying at second is Soberano as a 2-out double puts a runner in scoring position for the second inning in a row for the Pirates, but there are 2 down.
And right off the bat, I thought that Soberano was going to easily have a triple right there, as it was a soft hit fly ball to right field. Sandoval was giving chase for a long distance. It was right down the line, went off the wall. Sandoval used his speed to go to right field, gets the ball, and threw it in just in time to keep Soberano at second. It was an excellent play from Sandoval after the hit from Soberano.
And that's going to bring up Trenton Palace. Was hit by a pitch in the first, came around to score. Has not gotten a hit today, 0 for 2, with a fly out in the third and a ground out to second in the fifth. First pitch to him, breaking ball in the zone. Strike. 0-1 the count.
And today, Madrigal just seems like a different pitcher that I've seen from him. He's starting to really focus, and, you know, today it's been a great outing. Hasn't given up a run yet, but overall, best performance I've seen from him thus far.
Jacks the runner at second. The 0-1 swung on and missed. The fastball not able to be caught up to by Trenton Palace. So Madrigal, he's ahead in the count 0-2. And I think a large reason is that he didn't have a season. So he was pitching to live batters in a game setting for the first time in almost over a full year.
Yeah, 19 months.
So now he's starting to get back in the rhythm pitching to batters as he spins, does not throw to second base, but keeps the runner honest. And I think that's the main reason. And for the guys in the beginning of the season, especially on the pitcher's mound that have struggled to start the year, I think it's a big proponent of the fact that a lot of them just haven't had seasons. They haven't had live pitching and just getting settled and getting some legs and innings underneath them. The 0-2 elevated. 1-2 the count. Sulak holding the runner, Soberano on at second. Cabral shifted slightly to the left of his usual position with the right-handed batter. Outfield playing straight up. Madrigal checks the runner to the dish. The 1-2 just misses the plate outside. The count 2-2.
And right there, Sulak was at second. Looked like they might have had a chance to pick off Soberano, but Madrigal fired towards the dish. Soberano taking a decent lead right now. It's crucial because he's in scoring position and still a 3-run game.
The 2-2 off-speed pitch in the zone, a strikeout looking. 4 strikeouts for Madrigal in this performance. 2 innings pitched and no runs given up so far. To the bottom of the 7th inning we go. The Oaks, a 5-2 lead on the Conejo Oaks live stream. Bottom of the 7th inning. Raul Sandoval leading off the inning for the Oaks. Still on the hill is Garrett Apker. Apker has pitched 1 1/3 inning to this point. Now coming in against the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the lineup for the Oaks. Sandoval 0 for 3 on the day. Flew out to the outfield twice. First pitch to him. Catches the inside part of the plate for a strike. In the first inning, he struck out looking. Big hole up the middle of the infield. Soberano and Reina shaded towards their respective bags. The 0-1 misses low and away, a ball, the count 1-1. We haven't seen Sandoval hit many balls on the ground this season. A lot of his outs have been flyouts. The last 4 outs for him, not strikeouts, have all been flyouts as the 1-1 fouled back 1-2 now.
And I guess that's the pop that people talk about off his bat.
I think it's just him seeing the ball a little bit where we see even there he was underneath the ball and fouled it straight back. I think it's just a slight adjustment in terms of how he's seeing the ball, that he's getting just a little bit underneath the ball. So now the 1-2 to Sandoval. He goes to the plate, misses outside, is Apker. 2-2 the count to Sandoval.
You can see yesterday's player of the game, despite the loss, Cody Adcock, come and replenish the amount of balls to the umpire.
You have to have a job on your off day as a pitcher.
Adcock pitched an absolute gem yesterday, despite the loss. 5 innings, 8 strikeouts.
The 2-2 to Sandoval. Rung him up outside part of the plate. He's caught looking. Raul Sandoval 0 for 2 on the day. Garrett Apker, he picks up his 4th strikeout of his appearance.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Brendan
Brendan
Durfee.
Durfee now to the dish. Durfee, in his appearances so far today, has reached base twice but has not gotten a hit. Reached on a walk in the 3rd, and then came around to score after he reached on an error in the 5th. First pitch to him, off the plate, outside. 1-0 the count. The first time Durfee came up, he struck out looking. That was part of a 1-2-3 all strikeout inning for Ethan Sujay. The 1-0 misses inside. Durfee turned into a statue after that pitch crossed the plate. He wasn't sure if he was going to get rung up on that pitch or not.
Did not get rung up.
If you can't see, then the ball didn't cross the plate. That was Durfee's mindset. The 2-0 to the plate. Grounded foul off of his leg. Count 2-1.
And that one's a little bit sore on him. You could see him try to lift that leg a little bit, try to, walk it off a little bit.
Well, he has the guard on the inside of his ankle for that exact reason. That one just missed the guard, so. Brendan, you need a bigger guard. You got to protect the entire leg.
Durfee also been playing baseball with the man that's on deck, Austin Carrillo, since they were about 9 years old. Pretty cool. They're both playing baseball here at Cal Lutheran.
The 2-1 to Durfee. Swings, grounds outside of the bag at first base. Into the dugout. A pick made by the bullpen catcher. For Durfee, it just means a 2-2 count. And we were talking with Austin Carrillo about the relationship between him and Durfee, and he said that their dads are very good friends. They've been playing baseball together for a long time. That both of them have known each other since they were about 8, 9 years old, and that they would go over to each other's houses, always be playing on the same team, and now they play at the same college. So Austin Carrillo and Brendan Durfee, they just can't get away from each other as the 2-2 swung on and missed. I was joking with Austin about that, and he said, well, it's a good thing that we like each other.
It is definitely a good thing. But, I agree. There was a lot of kids that I played baseball with from when I was 6 to I stopped playing after my 8th grade year to go focus on broadcasting. But, when you're on a team with somebody your whole life, You get close to them. You become one of their best friends.
The 2-2 swung on, skied high, down the third base side. Taylor tracking back for it. There's 3 Pirates there, but Taylor the one who makes the play. Durfee retired and 2 outs in the inning.
And right now, the Oaks, they're swinging the bat like they did in the first and second inning where they were 1, 2, 3 innings. That first inning, they were rung up, a strikeout looking, then a strikeout swinging, then a strikeout looking. Right now, back-to-back outs after a strikeout and a fly out. And right now, last inning, it was a 1, 2, 3 inning. Could be in room for another 1, 2, 3 inning here.
And Carrillo, the left-hander, he comes to the box. Every time he comes to the box, he brushes his shoes a couple of times on the line that is outside of the batter's box, sort of setting a place for him to start his stance. First pitch to him. Inside, misses, a ball. 1-0 the count. Big gap up the middle of the infield, as we've seen throughout the entirety of this inning. Soberano shaded very far towards first base, and Reyna shaded a little bit towards third base. That makes a gaping hole up the middle. Perfect for what Austin Carrillo likes to do. He loves shooting balls right back up the middle. As this one is curled down the line, the bullpen catchers play jiu-jitsu to get out of the way. The count is 1-1.
And I don't know if I agree with that play by the bullpen catcher there. Why would you jump out of it? Why not? You know it's going foul. Catch it. You have a mitt on for a reason.
Yeah, we're here waiting with our gloves at the ready so that we can even have a chance at catching a ball. You know, showing off some athleticism in the bullpen by the bullpen catchers. But, you know, I agree with you. Make a play.
Exactly.
The 1-1 to Carrillo. Skies this foul the other way, out of play. No bullpen antics going on for the Oak side. Count 1-2. There is some ball boy antics as Cody Hancock dead sprint from the bullpen out to the umpire to give him the balls.
He's happy there. Big smile on his face. Loves baseball.
You know, he just loves being out of the ballpark. The second that we walked out to him today, we were just walking by and he greeted us. He told us to come over. He was just very energetic to be at the ballpark and to talk to us. And, you know, I haven't had someone that energetic to talk to me in a while. The 1-2. Skied foul down the left field line. No chance for Taylor to make a play. 1-2 again to Carrillo.
And Adcock yesterday was talking about his performance. In that second inning, he ran into a little bit of trouble. And, you know, his fastball, he said, wasn't working. But Suji was like, let's throw a slider. Threw a slider and was able to force a double play. That really got him out of that second inning jam. And after that, he was able to use his fastball pretty well as he sent down a lot of the Blues players.
The 1-2 fouled off down the left field line again, out of play again. So 4 consecutive foul balls for Austin Carrillo to stay alive as he's down in the count 1-2. 6 pitches in the at-bat to Carrillo already. An interesting defensive alignment. I mentioned the infield alignment, but in the outfield, in dead center, Trenton Pallas, he shaded significantly to the left of center as well, to a left-handed hitter with the breeze blowing out to right field. Perplexing defensive alignment that Austin Carrillo has a chance to take advantage of on the 1-2 that he fouls out of play towards the softball stadium. 4 straight foul balls in the left field direction, 5 straight foul balls in the at-bat. And the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming into Austin Carrillo.
And Carrillo's just some player that he doesn't like striking out. He says that when he gets 2 strikes, the flip just switches in his brain and he just has to defend. He likes to battle. He's such a competitor, and right now we've seen it, how many foul balls he's fouled off.
The 1-2 to the plate, Carrillo. Jam shot back to shortstop. Reyna picks it up. Taylor gets in his way, and Carrillo beats it out. I don't know what Darren Taylor was doing, but he prevented Austin Carrillo from being out on the base paths, and an infield single for Austin Carrillo to make his on base today. 3 for 4. He walked in the 3rd, hit by a pitch in the 5th, and just reached base with that infield single in the 7th. And I don't know what Darren Taylor was doing.
Yeah, I don't know either. It looked like Reyna was easily going to make the play and throw over to first, but Taylor got in his way. It caused a little bit of hesitation, and when you have a speedy runner in Carrillo, he's easily able to get to first. I don't know, it's just poor defense on my part.
Daniel Cabral singled and drove in a run in his last at-bat. That was his first single as an Oak on the season. As an Oak in his career, as this is his first season with the Oaks. Before that, he was 0 for 3 on the year, 0 for 2 on the days. He fouls off the first pitch back above the screen. The count, 0-1. He flew out to dead center in the second, grounded out to shortstop in the third, and that rounds out his 1 for 3 day. He's trying to improve that with 2-out hitting, as we've seen the Oaks be so effective all year. The 0-1 to Cabral. Carrillo is running. Ball in the dirt. Austin into second without a slide, and now a runner in scoring position.
Really no chance for Chesterton right there. That ball was in the dirt outside. Even if he got a clean read on that one and clean pick, Carrillo was halfway down to second base, and you're just not going to catch him with that speed.
You're just not going to catch Austin Carrillo anytime. I'd love to see this team play tag, because I think that it'd be a fun 3-man race between Hunter Call, TJ Foreman, and Austin Carrillo.
I'm taking TJ Foreman there. I think TJ Foreman's the fastest. I don't know. I don't think you can say Hunter Call or Carrillo. I think it's Foreman all the way.
Well, I think that they're certainly in the conversation. I think that Foreman might be the dead fastest, but I don't know his tag playing skills.
That's fair, but
How much of a competitor is he on the field?
oh, he's a huge competitor.
Well, Austin, he says that he is a great competitor, and I've seen Austin be a competitor. I don't know. We'd have to do it. We have to organize a game of tag. Pitch to Cabral, elevated, misses. The count, 2-1. 83 miles per hour, too high above the letters from Apker.
Now let me ask you this question. We do a race, all 4 runners, start at home plate, run around all the bases, and come back. Fastest time wins. Who do you think gets it?
Carrillo headed to third, sliding in there safely. The throw was too high as Taylor tried to apply the tag, but Carrillo was going to get in there anyways. Well, who's the 4th runner?
No, just those 3.
Okay.
If you do it individually, so they're not running at the same time. Just time them, fastest time around the bases. Who do you think it is? Carrillo, Foreman, or Call?
I think Foreman has a straight line speed, but I think Carrillo has the around the bases speed. I think if you're going back to back, TJ Foreman wins. I think if you're going all 4, I might give the edge to Carrillo. The 3-1, grounded to shortstop. Reyna picks it up. Throws on to first. It's in time. Cabral retired. Carrillo stranded at third. That's the 1 runner left on in the inning on the single hit from Austin Carrillo. No runs, no errors in the inning as well. We head to the top of the 8th inning. The Pirates, they're in a 3-run deficit. 6 outs to make it back. You're listening to the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. Darren Taylor set to lead off the top of the 8th inning for Ventura. Will Kokiar, the new pitcher on the mound. Brandon Madrigal, his outing is done. First pitch from Kokiar, swing and a miss. Taylor swings through one, and Kokiar gets his first strike of the day. Madrigal, his final line, 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 walk, so only 3 total base runners, 4 strikeouts, and no one earned. Certainly Madrigal's best appearance of the season.
Yeah, Madrigal was very efficient today.
The 0-1, off-speed pitch breaking away, misses the zone. The count, 2-1.
And Kokiar on the mound sat next to him on the bus ride back yesterday. Felt really bad. Big 6'8" legs, had to sit next to him.
The 1-1 in there for a strike. 1-2 the count. And you know, Brandon Madrigal did invite Will Kokiar to sit next to him and give you your own seat, and Will didn't take it. So I feel more bad for you.
Yeah, you know, it's unfortunate.
The 1-2, swung on, fouled off. Taylor stays alive in the count. We're giving the listeners in a little bit of the bus politics.
Also got In-N-Out Burger last night on our bus ride back.
That was good.
We did it 3 players at a time, or 3 people at a time. I was with Will and Hunter Call as we ordered our food in In-N-Out.
The 1-2, check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. The first strikeout for Will Kokiar. 5 pitches, and Taylor sits down. Jacob Ortega now to the box. My grouping, I was with Brandon Madrigal, and I was also with Joseph Wiersma.
Ooh. With the pitchers, eh?
Yeah, you had a nice mix.
I did.
First pitch, breaking ball, drops right into the zone. The count, 0-1.
I liked my mix because we had a pitcher, we had a position player, and we had a broadcaster. You know, very, very diversified.
The 0-1, swung on and missed. The count, 0-2. Kokiar dealing early. He has located his pitches. Sometimes this season when he's missed too high in the zone. Right here, it feels like he is coming down on his breaking ball, and his fastball right there, missed high and away, but that's the first one that we've seen be too far elevated. So the count, 2 strikes and 1 ball. 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. No one on. A slight shade to the pull side of the left-handed batter, but it does not matter as he swings through. So a 5-pitch strikeout, a 4-pitch strikeout, and that brings up Johnny Pacheco, who's already struck out twice on the day. And with Will Kokiar dealing like he is to start off his outing right now, I think Pacheco is a fair candidate for a 3-strikeout day.
Yeah, and Kokiar right now, I think maybe it's just the intimidation from him. I mean, his pitchers are working very well, but going up against a 6'8", 6'9" player, you got to ask him what he actually identifies as, 6'8" or 6'9". On the Georgia Tech website, he's 6'9". On our roster here, he's 6'8".
I think the big-time colleges add a little bit.
Yeah?
First pitch, strike to Pacheco. And I also think that here with the Oaks, they ask the players how tall they are. So I think if you were to ask him, you'd get the answer that he told when he gave the Oaks his height.
Still got to ask that question first.
0-1 the count to Kokiar. This pitch looked at by Pacheco off the plate, a ball. And that, for the way that we've been seeing balls and strikes be called, was right on the black. We've seen a few pitches outside to both sides of the plate be called strikes, especially on the lower side. That one, just low, just away. Off-speed pitch. Further low and further away. Misses the plate. 2-1 the count.
And today, Kokiar, his off-speed curveball is having a lot of movement on it. It's looking really good today.
The 2-1. Kokiar almost swinging at his Pacheco. The curveball drops out of the zone. And now the count is 3-1. So Kokiar, for the first time today, behind in the count. Big hole up the middle. The 3-1. Thinks about it, does not offer, but a called strike. And the count has worked full.
And Kokiar here looking for his third strikeout of the inning. He's been impressive so far. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw another off-speed pitch.
The full count to Kokiar. From Kokiar, misses low. And Kokiar lets Pacheco walk. The first batter today that he has not struck out is aboard with a 2-out walk. And I was talking with pitching coach Scott Radinsky, and he said the things that always seem to kill a inning or any pitcher is no out walks and 2-out walks. Right here are 2-out walks, 2-out walk, and the Pirates are going to try to capitalize on it. Carmelo Hernandez, the man at the plate. He's grounded out twice today, but his last at-bat, he reached base with a base on balls. First pitch to him. In there for a strike, the count 0-1.
I think also you just jinxed it. You said Pacheco, perfect candidate for a third strikeout today, and then he walked.
Well, I mean, just because you're a candidate doesn't mean you're going to get the job.
It's true.
The 0-1. Elevated too high, the count 1-1. It's hedging my bets. Capozzi holding Pacheco on at first. Kokiar to the dish. Pulled that pitch, he knew it. You could see it off the hand. It just held in his hands too long. The count is 2-1.
Feels like everything started to slow down a lot here in the 8th inning. Saw the back-to-back strikeouts, but the past two batters, it seems like things have really slowed down here.
The 2-1. Cut on down the first base line, and it's fair. It's going to drop in. Sandoval chasing it. Coming around third is Pacheco. He's being sent. The relay into the middle of the infield. No one catches it. There's no one covering third as Suji has to pick up the ball. But Hernandez does not advance. An RBI double to cut the lead for Carmelo Hernandez, and now it is a 5-3 game.
And you talked about it. The 2-out walk, how it could be a momentum shifter, and right there, 2-out walk from Pacheco. The next batter, Hernandez, he hits a double opposite way right down the line, and that really results in another run. It's huge. Thought back-to-back Ks to start. It's going to be a quick inning for Kokiar, and now he finds himself with a runner in scoring position and the tying run at the plate.
Jason Ajamian, 0 for 3 on the day. He comes to the plate. A big at-bat right here. No action in the Oaks bullpen. It is Will Kokiar's inning. First pitch into Ajamian. On the black, but not called a strike. 1 ball, no strikes is the count. The runner on second is Carmelo Hernandez. Cody Sulak holding that runner on.
Jamian was tying his shoe. Interesting strategy, waiting to tie your shoe right before you go and take the second pitch to you.
The 1-0. Swing skied high in foul territory. Sharp gives it a look towards the Oaks side and over to the overhang, shielding the fan section. So the count is 1-1. And I don't think that Ajamian waited to tie his shoe before the second pitch of the at-bat. I think he just noticed that his shoe was untied. I don't think that anyone goes to the plate without a tied shoe on purpose.
But there's all that time in the on-deck circle where you could notice it too.
Yeah, I don't feel like he did that on purpose.
Well, I don't think it was on purpose either, but I'm just saying that it's interesting that you go to tie your shoe right after you go to the plate. I feel like it should be done before.
The 1-1. Off-speed pitch finds the zone. The count 1-2.
I don't know, did you ever go up to the plate when you played baseball with your shoes untied?
No, I didn't. And if I did, I wouldn't have noticed it.
There you go.
The 1-2 bounces in, a ball, 2-2 the count. Outfield playing straight up with the wind drifting out to right and a right-handed batter in the box. Typically, on a pull hit from a right-hander, the ball would curve towards the left field line, but with this wind, it drifts back to sort of a fade type of hit as the 2-2 misses elevated, the count 3-2. So Kokiar, after sitting down the first two batters with just one ball in both counts, he had a full count, 2 balls to Hernandez, and now another full count. Checking the runner at second, to the plate, swing and bounced outside at third base.
Can start to see in the bullpen, it looks like Clay Rickerman, the closer, starting to loosen up a little bit out there.
And he was hot yesterday. He started to get active in the 7th, didn't go in. The Oaks ended up eventually blowing that lead without their closer. He said he was ready to go if they needed him today. He was also ready to go if they need him tomorrow. He said that any day that they need me, I'm ready. As the 3-2 misses the plate, a walk. So a 7-pitch walk to Jason Ajamian. And Will Kokiar's pitch count has skyrocketed here in the inning. We've seen him already with 26 pitches.
And this inning started so impressive for Kokiar. Back-to-back strikeouts, a 5-pitch at bat, then a 4-pitch at bat. But since then, it's just been all the Pirates. And now the tying run is at first base, and the go-ahead run is at the plate. We saw this yesterday. The tying run was on first, and the go-ahead run was at the plate against the Blues. And the Blues, they hit a home run to take the lead. Similar scenario here in the 8th.
Bradley Chesterton, the catcher, he is that go-ahead run at the plate. 1 for 3 on the day. A ground out, a fly out, and a single in the 5th. First pitch to him, thinks about it, misses. 1-0 the count. And Chesterton, today, he hasn't really been in too much of a consequential spot, but in that 5th inning, he was the leadoff batter for which, as he skies went out of play, he was the leadoff batter for which the Pirates had to go throughout the order and left 2 runners on. He was one of the 2 runners stranded, and that was the best scoring chance for them since they scored their only runs in the game in the 1st before this inning. The count, 1-1. Chesterton awaiting the pitch from Kokiar and fouls it off out of play. Kokiar quickly up 1-2.
And right now, from Kokiar, the curveball, it's been impressive. Got to think he's going to hang one, probably inside or so. Maybe low, but going to try to, if I'm him, I'm going to try to get it in the strike zone. Not get him to chase, but here, ahead 1-2, it'd be okay if you did miss a little low, but I'm thinking off speed here.
This pitch swung on and missed. Kokiar, 3 strikeouts in the inning. He left in a jam with 1 run given up, just 1 hit and 2 runners left on. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Oaks, they try to add a little bit of insurance to a 2-run lead on the Oaks live stream on YouTube. Capozzi, Sulak, Sharp. 1, 2, 3 in the inning for the Oaks. A new pitcher on the mound. We'll try to get that new pitcher as soon as we can identify that number, but Garrett Apker, his day is done. He went 3 1/3 innings pitched. As the first pitch to Capozzi in there for a strike, the count 0-1.
Think it's 11. It's very hard to read numbers on these camo jerseys.
Apker, he allowed 2 hits, gave up just 1 run. Capozzi thinks about a pitch on the outside part of the plate. It is a ball, the count 1-1.
I think it's actually 4 up there.
That is Isaac Amador.
It's very hard. It's black and gray camo with red numbers.
The 1-1 looked at for a strike, the count 1-2. Amador, he is a sophomore at LA Valley College.
It's the same college as Lauren Frank.
The 1-2-2 Capozzi looks at it off the plate. 2-2 the count.
Haven't seen Lauren Frank in a while. She's been dealing with a leg injury.
The 2-2. Capozzi off the end of the bat, dribbles to shortstop. Reyna, he goes, and the diving play. Capozzi safe. Head first slide into first base as Darren Taylor again gets in the way of Reyna at shortstop and allows an Oak to get aboard with a single. And Capozzi showing a Eric Hosmer style head first slide into first base. This time he was safe.
You love to see the hustle right there, and all big smiles for him as he jogs off. Scott Radinsky Jr. now going to go and pinch run for him. But, man, Capozzi, he gets a bunch of high fives as he heads in. You see TJ Foreman and Hunter Call there. Grant Smith also came out of the dugout cheering for him after that play. It's a big, happy hustle play for him. And now a runner on with nobody out to lead off the inning.
And that man is going to be Cody Sulak. 0 for 1 of the day, but 2 for 3 in terms of on-base percentage with 2 runs and a stolen base. Has worked counts in all 3 of his at-bats and now has a runner on for the first time that he has come to the plate. Dive back into first is Radinsky. Actually, Sulak did have a runner on in the 5th when he struck out. That was Daniel Cabral who was on base. There were no runners on both times that Sulak walked. Another pickoff attempt back to Radinsky. He dives back in safely again. Sulak still has not seen a pitch. Amador comes into Sulak, who squares to bunt, pulls back, pitch off the plate, the count 1-0. Radinsky, we've seen him pinch run a few times this season. The most recent time he came in as a pinch runner on first base, he ran through a stop sign on a ball in the gap and ended up being thrown out at the plate.
That was against the Forsters in that 5-5 game that's still waiting to be made up.
Sulak lays one down. The catcher picks it up, throws on to first, makes the play in time. Radinsky advanced to second with a big round as no one was covering the bag, but scampering back to the bag was Taylor Chesterton, the catcher who got out of his stance to make the play, and the first of the inning is retired. A sacrifice bunt from Sulak to move the runner into scoring position.
That was a perfectly placed bunt right there, although he didn't get on to first with the single, but Sulak, that was a perfectly placed sac bunt. It was able to allow Radinsky to get to second, and now Andrew Sharp, who's probably had the hottest day at the plate, he steps in with a runner in scoring position.
Radinsky on second, holding him on his rein to the shortstop. First pitch to him. Catches the top of the zone for a strike. Sharp on the day. A home run in the 3rd. Walked in the 4th. Came around to score both times. In the 6th, his last at-bat, grounded out. Hard ground ball to first base. Almost beat out the play down the line, but the pitcher in Apker came off the mound to tap on the bag. Now it's the lefty on lefty matchup, the first time we've seen a lefty today. Sharp watches a pitch low. Check swing. The second base umpire says that Sharp did not go around. The count 1-1.
And Sharp here, just got to look for contact. Don't need to go for power again. You already got the home run, although power would be nice to extend the lead. But right now, it's a 2-run game. You have a runner in scoring position. All you need to do is just hit a ball into the outfield.
Yep, any ball in the outfield will probably score Radinsky. Radinsky with a big lead. Sharp taps one foul into the dugout of the Pirates. Hit up against one of the trash cans. One of the pitchers over there had to duck out of the way. Always have to keep your head on the swivel in the dugouts. The count 1-2. Radinsky at second. The outfield shaded slightly towards the left, despite there being a left-handed hitter. A big gap in right center field. The first baseman in a Jamian is squatting, not in the stance. Now he finally stands back up. The pitch misses low and away. 2-2 the count.
And Radinsky right there at second took a big lead right after that one. It almost got away from the catcher, Chesterton. Radinsky quickly headed back to second as Chesterton got up and thought about throwing to second.
And we've seen the secondary lead from Radinsky be massive. The primary lead, moderate. The secondary lead, he gets about halfway down the line. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Sharp. To the dish, Radinsky's going, swing and a miss, no throw down. Radinsky steals the bag, but a strikeout for Andrew Sharp as there's 2 down in the inning.
And although Sharp gets a K right there, it was an off-speed pitch low. Radinsky stealing third. That was an impressive play. Saw him take a massive lead. And, you know, that's just something that he's been working on. I know that TJ Foreman has been working with him, trying to get him to be a little bit more aggressive on the base paths. Sometimes he gets the sign and he just doesn't go. There he finally does get the sign, does go, is aggressive. And you love to see it from the young player that's going to be in college next year for the first time.
First pitch to Suji, misses low. The count 1-0. Caden Suji, a single on the day with an RBI in the 4th. In the 3rd inning, he walked. And in the 6th inning, struck out looking. So 1 for 2 on the day, but has reached base twice. The 1-0 to Suji, misses outside. The count 2-0. A big hole in between shortstop and third. The runner on third forces Taylor to stay close to the bag. And Reyna shaded slightly towards second base. The 2-0 misses high. The count 3-0. And Suji 1 pitch away from getting a free bag. And I've been very perplexed by the Pirates' defensive alignment all day. It seems very unorthodox.
It is very unorthodox, but I don't know. I mean, they'll just keep doing it.
The 3-0 misses low. Suji, he gets aboard with a walk. So he's reached base 3 times on the day. And Hunter Call, who is 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts on the day, comes to the plate with 2 runners on and a runner in scoring position.
And Call today, I mean, you mentioned 1 for the 4. Here another crucial at bat for him with the runners on the corners. Saw him have the RBI single earlier, but I think here this is probably the biggest at bat of the game for him.
A chance to stretch the lead to 3 with the runner on third, 4 with the runner on first. First pitch 2 call, off speed in the zone, the count 0-1. Seventeen pitches in the inning for Amador. Suji, a minute lead at first, pick off anyways. Almost gets away from a Jamie in the first baseman. I don't know why he's picking off the first. Suji essentially standing on the first base bag with a runner on third. Jamie had to go down and get that backhanded across his body. If that ball gets away, it's a free run. I don't understand the pickoff by Amador at all.
I mean, Suji does have a stolen base earlier in the game.
He also has a caught stealing and is not leading off by very much. Suji now goes. He's going to stay in between second and first. He wanted to throw down to get Radinsky home. They're not going to send it. So he's going to take the free stolen base. So one of the more unorthodox 2 stolen base days for Caden Suji, but he gets the second runner in scoring position with 2 down in the inning.
We saw the Oaks do that against Slow yesterday.
Hunter Call watches a pitch low and inside. The count 2-1 to Call.
Yesterday we saw it was against Slow. I'm going to say, who was it on first? It was
Sandoval on first.
It was
He
Sandoval
able
on
to score a
first.
run.
Yeah, Sandoval stole in between
Reagan
first and
Burford
second,
was able to come
and
around.
Burford came around to score.
2 runners in scoring position. 2-1, 2 out. Call watches a pitch low. The count 3-1. A hitter's count for Hunter Call. 2 runners in scoring position. Raul Sandoval sitting on deck if this pitch misses the zone. Amador trying to get out of a jam without giving up a run. Radinsky at third with a healthy lead. Suji at second. The 3-1 to Call. In there for a strike, low and inside. That pitch, Call could not do anything with. A smart take, but was rung up with a strike anyways, and the count is full. Holding the runner on at second is Reyna. Third is Taylor. They shift back into their normal defensive positions. The 3-2 bounces in. Hunter Call aboard with a walk, and the bases are loaded for Raul Sandoval.
And that was a great at bat for Call. You know, struck out looking 3 times today. Finally gets a at bat to go his way as he gets a walk. And now Sandoval, bases loaded, 2 outs. Your team up by 2. This is crucial right now. And with that pop, I mean, possibly could see a grand slam here.
Sandoval watches the first pitch in at the knees for a strike. He struck out twice today, flew out twice. Once to center, once to right. And Sandoval, he's not thinking about a home run. He's not thinking about a grand slam. He's thinking about a well-executed at-bat to try to get this lead larger. There's no action in the Oaks pen as the 0-1 misses outside, 1-1. That makes me believe that it's going to be Will Kokiar's inning.
Did have 3 strikeouts in the 8th.
Radinsky at third, Suji at second, Call at first, Speed at first, Speed at third. Sandoval, back pick to Call. Call dives in there safely. That pitch missed to Sandoval, so the count is 2-1.
And Call, he's got to be careful. I know he wants to be aggressive on the base paths, but there's not really anywhere he can go. You know, Suji's at second and Radinsky's at third. Just got to be as safe as possible.
The 2-1 fouled off back behind home plate. For a second, I thought that the pass ball was in order, but it was contacted by Sandoval. The count is 2-2.
And right there, that ball was running inside. Sandoval swung at it. If you would have held back, I think that would have been called a ball inside.
Wind blowing out to right field. Outfield playing standard. Infield standard as well. Amador to the dish, the 2-2, low. 3-2 the count, and something's got to give. Bases loaded, 2 outs, full count. Raul Sandoval at the plate. He has 2 strikeouts on the day. He has just 1 walk on the season, or 2 walks on the season. The full count to Sandoval. The runners are going. He swings through and misses. Amador gets out of the inning unscathed. So no runs on 1 hit and 3 runners left on base. It's going to be a 2-run lead headed to the 9th inning. The Oaks, a save situation in order. Who's on the hill? We'll find out when we head to the ninth on the Oaks live stream. Top of the ninth inning. Save situation for Will Kokiar. Last inning, he allowed 1 run on 30 pitches. Now we see him try to end the game. He faces off against a pinch hitter. That is going to be Dante Zamudio.
Saw Zamudio the last time they played.
First pitch to Zamudio, cut through and missed. The count 0-1. New catcher behind the dish, that's Anson Arrows. So Andrew Sharp's day is done. Zamudio, so far this season, 0.77 batting average, just 1 hit and 13 at-bats. Swings and misses at an off-speed pitch over the heart of the plate. The count is 0-2. A new first baseman in the game as well. Can you see who that is down the first base line? That might be Sharp at first.
Yeah, it looks like it is Sharp.
So Capozzi was pinch run for last inning. Andrew Sharp's day not done. He just changes over to first base, and Radinsky not in the field. So the defensive change, Sharp moves to first, Radinsky to the bench, and Arrows behind the dish as he catches strike 3. Kokiar's 4th strikeout of the day, sits down Zamudio, and now 2 outs remaining for the Pirates. They need 2 runs back.
The second baseman, Kyle.
And that was a great start for Kokiar. Similar start to last inning. Had back-to-back Ks, so the first batter he faces, he gets a strikeout. It's crucial here. It's still 2-run game.
Kokiar now facing off against Kyle Soberano. Shoots one to Sharp. He fields it, steps on the bag, and now there's 1 out left. First pitch swing for Soberano. Could not get good wood on it, and brings up Trenton Palace. Palace has reached base once today. In the first, he came around to score after being hit by a pitch. He flew out in the third, grounded out in the 5th, and struck out looking in the 7th. The first pitch to him. Off speed, off the plate. 1-0 the count. And it's crucial for Kokiar here to attack the strike zone. We saw him let a runner on with 2 outs last inning. That runner came around to score. The 1-1, the 1-0, a strike. Now it's 1-1. Kokiar, a 6-pitch at-bat to Johnny Pacheco last inning, where he left him off the hook. That was the 3rd run of the game for the Pirates. To Palace, grounded to Cabral at shortstop. He fields it, throws to first, Sharp the squeeze, Oaks the win. The save goes to Kokiar. The win goes to Torres, and the Oaks take a 5-3 win and break a 2-game losing streak. Conejo, a well-rounded team game from start to finish. Night, we saw good pitching, we saw good hitting. Let's start on the pitching side. What did you see out of the 3 men that we had on the hill?
Well, Chris Torres, I mean, he had that shaky first inning, had the single, the hit by pitch, and then the other single to start, then had a fielder's choice play, and then a sac fly and a ground out to end that inning. So other than that inning, it was a 16-pitch inning. He did pretty good. 10-pitch, 1-2-3 inning in the second, 8-pitch, 1-2-3 inning in the third, 8-pitch, 1-2-3 inning in the fourth. And then in the 5th inning, still had a little bit of trouble, didn't go up any runs. It was just 1 or 2 hits on that. Did have an error in that, but overall, he did pretty good. Only gave up 2 runs in that first inning and then 4 shutout innings. Then Brandon Madrigal, he came in and had his best performance of the year with the Oaks so far. He pitched 2 shutout innings and had 4 strikeouts in that. And then Kokiar at the end, he had 4 strikeouts, 3 strikeouts in the 8th inning, 1 strikeout in the 9th, and a 1-2-3 inning to close the game. So overall, they were pretty good. Impressive. I mean, only giving up 3 runs throughout an entire game. It's always impressive from your pitching staff.
Let's switch it to the offensive side of things. Who impressed you on the offensive side of the ball?
I mean, offensively, probably player of the game, Andrew Sharp, hitting that monstrous 2-run shot in the 3rd inning, and then had a walk in the 4th inning and came around to score. So, 2 runs and had a 2 RBI, 2-run home run. I think he impressed offensively. I mean, you could go to the bottom 3 of the order. Cody Sulak, he had 2 walks. He had a run in that. He also had a sac bunt that was pretty impressive. Caden Suji, he got on 3 of the 4 times he was up with 2 walks and a single, so he was impressive. But overall, those guys were great. Austin Carrillo, another guy, a walk, a hit by pitch, a single, and 2 stolen bases for him. So I think those are the guys that stand out offensively.
That's going to do it for this broadcast. We will be back here tomorrow. It's 4th of July. The San Luis Obispo Blues come to town. Tune in for that game. I believe it's going to be at 1 o'clock tomorrow. That is confirmed, 1 o'clock tomorrow. So make sure to be here on the Oaks live stream on YouTube. And before you go, a word from the CCL Showcase. Attention CCL collegiate fans, watch the 2021 CCL Showcase game presented by ABDG Wednesday, July 14th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Bally Sports TV. The CCL's top players will showcase their talents at the MLB Academy in Compton, California. Pre-game workouts begin at 4. Tickets will be available at the gate. For more information, visit calsummerball.com and be sure to follow the action on social media using the hashtag CCL Baseball. Thanks for watching.